Another pep talk? Nah, you're past that. Hype fades, but good energy, that stays. Workout, workday, whatever. We're here for it all damn day. It's never just one thing. Be ready for everything. Mind sharp, focus locked. Don't just move forward. We've got good energy. Neuro Gum and Mints.
Can you handle it? Where grandmasters don't just move pieces, they cast spells.
Oh boy, didn't see that one coming.
Victory doesn't come easy.
Wait, queen time?
Oh shoot, I just lost the piece.
Yeah, but I got no mana.
This isn't your classic chessboard.
The thing about the imposter is that if you swap it like
It's not just a game, it's a battleground of minds.
Let's have some fun, you know? Let's have some fun.
When the greatest minds meet magic, anything can happen. On chess, cast that spell, play for free.
Whether it's sunglasses outside, blue light glasses inside, or night driving lenses in the dark, Zenni has affordable eyewear for everyone at zenni.com.
Welcome to the Esports World Cup. They are not just fighting for money. They're not just fighting for fame, but something that is far more valuable, and that is legacy.
To become best in the world at anything, to be within that top 1%, you have to show dedication, desire, determination. You've got to be resilient, ruthless, and ready for anything.
Hello, chat. We are live and it is the Speed Chess Championship. Welcome Sahaj भाई, एक और महीना और एक और इवेंट और हम 2025 के अंत की तरफ बढ़ते जा रहे हैं जहां पे स्पीड बढ़ती जा रही है और स्टेक्स बढ़ते जा रहे हैं.
बिल्कुल भाई, and it's Magnus versus Jose Martinez. I think just for the sake of clarity, मैं अभी से I'll just call him Jospin because I feel like that's what he's most famously known for. But yes, it's going to be Magnus versus Jospin today. Going to be an exciting day. Any predictions, Sahil bhai?
Yeah, that's a tough one, Saj bhai. If we had some precedents, to such a matchup, like I would understand. But, maybe we don't know enough about Magnus yet. कौन है ये Magnus chat? So welcome chat. क्या हालचाल आप लोगों का भाई? काफी टाइम आपकी शक्ल देखने को मिल रही है. Welcome. So क्या लग रहा है कौन जीतेगा? Saj bhai, I'm not so completely sure, yeah, who wins?
भाई बहुत डिफिकल्ट है यार, बहुत डिफिकल्ट है. एंड अगर बाय द वे चैट में लोग पहली बार स्पीड चेस चैंपियनशिप देख रहे हैं तो मैं आपको याद दिलाना चाहूंगा लास्ट ईयर जो पेरिस में फाइनल्स हुआ था बिटवीन मैग्नस एंड फिरोजा. आई थिंक इट वाज समथिंग अराउंड 23.5 and 7.5 और समथिंग लाइक दैट. दैट्स व्हाट द फाइनल्स वाज लाइक. तो ये तो राउंड ऑफ 16 है. तो यहाँ पर पता नहीं मतलब how it's gonna go, but hope it's gonna be a fight.
It's gonna be a fight, and let's not forget Magnus यहाँ पे हम कह रहे हैं कि Jospin से खेल रहे हैं. We want him to win because if he wins and Prag wins, तो अगला round of 8 will be Magnus Carlsen versus Pragnananda. And I don't know chat कितने आप में से लोग 2020 से streams देख रहे हैं. I'm sure सारे के सारे तब से join कर रहे हैं. तो you know how those matches go. क्या crazy वहां पे matches होते हैं. And of course, if Prag knocks out Magnus, Sahaj, which is possible, that would be insane.
I think completely agreed, but also I think let's not forget Prag is playing against Fabi in the round of 16. So also that's a very crazy match in itself. And if he beats Fabi, that's also a statement on its own. And yeah, but I mean, the road to finals for Prag is, I think, quite dicey. Yeah? First you're playing Fabi, then most likely, I mean, Magnus से match पड़ेगा, पर finals में आप खेलोगे किससे फिर?
Ooh, it is tough. And I'm just seeing कि YouTube का भी format पूरा change हो गया ऐसा है भाई यार. How it shows the stream on the back end. Wow. इट्स चेंज्ड क्वाइट अ बिट. कभी स्ट्रीम करना पड़ेगा, खुद देखना पड़ेगा. बट चैट वेलकम, क्या हाल चाल यार? आई थिंक स्पीड चेस चैंपियनशिप फॉर्मेट हर किसी को पता ही है. आई डोंट नो इफ यू हैव अ ग्राफिक फॉर द फॉर्मेट. समय भाई वुड लव टू शो इट वंस. बेसिकली स्पीड चेस चैंपियनशिप इज डिवाइडेड इनटू 3 सेक्शंस. पहला सेक्शन होता है 5+1 का, अगला होता है 3+1 का, एंड नेक्स्ट इज बुलेट 1+1. एंड देयर यू सी इट. हर गेम का 1 पॉइंट मिलेगा, एंड एट द एंड whosoever is leading the matchup after all the 3 sections is the one who goes to the next round. And of course wahan pe there'll be a lot of exciting games, but aaj ka matchup hamare paas hai Magnus Carlsen against Jospin, and there you see it, 75 minutes 5+1, 50 minutes 3+1. but साज भाई सबसे मजा आता है लास्ट के 25 मिनट में, जब वो बुलेट चालू होता है ना. ओहो हो भाई, फील आ जाती है.
एब्सोल्युटली भाई, 1+1 का जो मजा है, बट होपफुली तब तक मैच मतलब एक वन साइडेड की तरफ नहीं जाएगा, बिकॉज आई वाज आल्सो फॉलोइंग द मैच बिटवीन फिरूजा एंड लेटवान मिन. I think his chess.com handle is wonderful time. And before we even reached the 1+1 section, Firuzha had like an 11-point lead over his opponent. So then it becomes, कि ठीक है, like there is a very little chance that a player can sort of bounce back from there. But तब तक match थोड़ा close होना चाहिए. I feel. Then 1+1 का मजा बहुत आता है.
नहीं साजे, बहुत क्लोज होगा. आई थिंक बिल्कुल इट विल बी 21, आई मीन 2019 के आसपास स्कोर हो सकता है. बट आई थिंक वी नो जोस्पम हाउ स्ट्रांग ही इज. जोक्स अपार्ट, वी नो कि कितना खतरनाक टाइटल ट्यूसडे भी जीत चुके हैं. वो पूरा एक ड्रामा भी हुआ था साज भाई, रिमेंबर, बहुत चीजें हुई हैं. एंड ही हैज प्रूवन हिमसेल्फ टू बी वन ऑफ द स्ट्रांगेस्ट प्लेयर्स इन द वर्ल्ड एट दिस फॉर्मेट. बट यहाँ पे उनके सामने जो बैठे हैं वो थोड़े से गोट के नाम से जाने जाते हैं. सो काफी इंटरेस्टिंग फॉर्मेट है. कोई कह रहा है अंडर 50 वॉचिंग. भाई लाइफ में कई बार दोबारा रिफ्रेश करना पड़ता है, तो वो चीजें आती रहेंगी, वॉचिंग तो बढ़ जाएगी. आप स्ट्रीम लाइक करते चलो. साथ में लास्ट में हमारी ग्रैंड स्विस की थी, राइट? इट्स बीन अ मंथ, एग्जैक्टली अ मंथ.
Actually, yes, the Grand Swiss, and it was like some. I think we were streaming quite a bit in that match, but हाँ, हमारे पास cams नहीं थे उधर, तो that was a sad thing. But लेकिन अब cams है, तो that will be a lot of fun. Let's see, let's go.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun indeed. कोई कह रहा है राधे राधे, वाह वाह भाई. अर्जुन वैसे Lazovic predictions, भाई that's gonna be an exciting match. वो होगा कल. Tomorrow Arjun is playing, and by the way the Indian players in this tournament are Arjun and Parag, and of course आधे अनीश भी हैं, so वो भी बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग होगा. There you see it, the exciting bracket. एक कदम ले लिया है फिरूजा ने already towards that live finals, by the way, in London. You can see at the bottom. So काफी interesting. And left side में हमें दिख रहा है Magnus Carlsen joining potentially if he wins today, and Pragnananda joining if he defeats Caruana. So very exciting. Sahaj भाई, मतलब लाइव फाइनल में तो 2 इंडियन, एक इंडियन हो चाहिए. लास्ट टाइम एक भी इंडियन नहीं था यार.
हाँ, I mean, if you remember, I think Arjun was, I think, very close against Magnus.
Yeah.
I think the match was around like 16-12 or something like that in Magnus's favor. But at some point, it felt like Arjun has a really like solid chance. फिर उसके बाद, I mean, it just shows how strong Arjun was against Magnus, because semis or finals में Magnus just completely cruised. Yeah, he gave no chances. He like literally left nothing on the table.
Yeah, nothing on the table, not even his opponent's pieces. So super exciting matchup on the line today. कल नहीं, परसों होगा. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, परसों होगा indeed. And I think we also have Hikaru playing this week, तो वो भी हम लोग स्ट्रीम करेंगे. And there you see it, सहज भाई, जोस्पम राइट में दिख रहा है कि he is there to play Magnus. Yeah, he knows his opponent is Magnus Carlsen, and Magnus का तो भाई शक्ल नहीं दिख रहा है भाई. His hairstyle only tells us Magnus ही होगा भाई.
Bhai, the GOAT has arrived, and it's gonna be so much fun. It's always fun actually covering Magnus's game. I mean, you learn so much. But yeah, बहुत मजा आएगा आज. By the way, also this is for the people in the chat as well, and also just want to give a shout out here. Sahil bhai, congrats on reaching 100K. I can see that little, that plaque you have in for the YouTube. So congrats for that.
अरे थैंक यू भाई. आई थिंक मेरे को याद है कि अनीश गिरी ने एक बार ट्वीट किया था कि मैं यूट्यूब चैनल चालू कर रहा हूं, तो फॉलो करो. एंड ही गॉट 20K सब्सक्राइबर्स फ्रॉम 1 ट्वीट. सो दैट इज अ गुड रिमाइंडर कि भाई
आपने कितने ट्वीट्स करे हैं ऐसे?
दैट्स द क्वेश्चन. लाखों ट्वीट कर रहे हैं भाई, तो बड़ी मुश्किल से पहुंचे 100K. बट रियली थैंक्स टू यूट्यूब भाई. कुछ तो मिला भाई at the end. But yeah, it's a nice feeling. But बहुत जल्दी पास भी हो गई साज भाई, and now we see कि ये मैग्नस का साइड एंगल क्यों है ऐसे भाई. लाइक आई थिंक फ्रंट एंगल कोई है नहीं क्या हमारे पास. लव टू सी इनटू मैग्नस's eyes. उनकी अच्छा ठीक है, तो जब होगा तो बताना, बिकॉज मैग्नस की आंखों में स्कोर लिखा होता है साज भाई. 2 आंखें क्यों दिया भगवान ने? हमें
हाँ।
इसलिए दिए हैं ताकि हम उसमें स्कोर देख पाए 21-0 या वट एवर
और
द फाइनल स्कोर
जॉस्पेम
इज।
की आंखों में क्या दिख रहा है आपको अभी?
बस आंखें बंद करिए ताकि स्कोर हमें दिख ना पाए, दैट्स द प्रॉब्लम। बस आंखें बंद रखी है। नहीं, आई थिंक वी ऑफ कोर्स विल जोक अराउंड चैट, बट आई थिंक जोस्पम हैज अ गुड चांस। आई थिंक ही नीड्स टू स्टार्ट ऑफ वेल, दैट इज द मेन थिंग। इफ ही स्टार्ट्स ऑफ वेल, I think he will have a genuine chance. But if Magnus takes a lead 3-1, 3-1, or 3-1 कैसे होगा? 3.5, 3-1, 4-1, then it's gonna get very, very difficult.
Yeah, मतलब शुरू I feel like starting off strong is very very important. Like even in the previous match, we didn't cover that one, but I was watching it. Like the match between Firuza and Leitwan Min. Like Leitwan had a winning position in the first game itself. Like and I feel वहां पर फिरोजा ने उसको फ्लैग कर दिया बेसिकली लाइक इन टाइम प्रेशर लाइक लेटवान मेड अ ब्लंडर एंड देन ही लॉस्ट द मैच बेसिकली इट वाज लाइक बिकॉज ऑफ टाइम एंड तब से ही वाजंट एबल टू रिकवर तो आई थिंक यू हैव टू स्टार्ट ऑफ स्ट्रॉन्ग अगर आप पहला गेम आपका अच्छा जाता है सेकंड गेम आपका अच्छा जाता है तो आप फ्लो में आ जाते हो बट या यू कैनॉट लेट मैग्नस बिकम कंफर्टेबल दैट्स द थिंग
बिल्कुल सही बात, बिल्कुल पते की बात करी आपने, बिल्कुल सही पता है। साहज भाई वाज प्लेइंग कॉमेट ओपन। भाई साहज भाई आपने कॉमेट ओपन में फिरोजा को हरा दिया भाई, ये कैसे हो गया भाई? जरा थोड़ा इलैबोरेट करें इसके ऊपर।
Bhai, I don't know actually. I lost to him also like twice, but I did manage to beat one game. But I feel like you know if you play someone enough times, एक आध game तो आप जीत जाते हो. Like that's not a
So, chat,
unless you're playing Magnus, then it's
so
different.
chat,
But you know,
do you think if you guys played Firouzja 1000 games at the end जीत जाओगे तुम लोग? तुम उनको छोड़ो भाई, मेरी बात कर लो। आई डोंट थिंक सो भाई।
भाई
फिरोजा
मतलब
1000 हराएगा भाई।
मतलब इट्स लाइक एक टाइम के बाद आई थिंक प्लेयर भी टायर्ड हो जाता है एंड देन उसके बाद वो एक मोटिवेशन भी नहीं रहता उतना तो आई थिंक दैट्स आल्सो पार्ट ऑफ द थिंग बट या एक्चुअली आई डिड प्ले द कॉमेट ओपन एंड एक्चुअली आई प्लेड अगेंस्ट जॉस्पेम एज वेल ट्वाइस and दोनों games में it was a very very long game like some 80 moves or something like that and he crushed me like he played so well so of course Jospam is definitely in form and he's literally playing he was playing at least 3 or 4 qualifiers for this Comet Open thing so he was definitely in form completely warmed up and this is the final challenge let's go
बिल्कुल। एंड चैट जैसे हम वो देख रहे हैं सीट गर्म करने के लिए प्लेयर्स आ रहे हैं, लेट्स नॉट फॉरगेट कि अब वी आर इन द बिजनेस एंड ऑफ द चेस कैलेंडर, राइट? सो अक्टूबर है, अक्टूबर में हमारे पास स्पीड चेस चैंपियनशिप है। इट्स गोना बी एन एक्साइटिंग इवेंट, इंडियंस पार्टिसिपेट कर रहे हैं। वी आर गोना सी बैटल्स अगेंस्ट द मैग्नसेस एंड द हिकारुस ऑफ द चेस वर्ल्ड एंड वो भी ऑनलाइन फॉर्मेट में जहां पे इंडियन प्लेयर्स ट्रेडिशनली आर नॉट नोन टू बी दैट ग्रेट बट उनको चैलेंज करने का मौका मिलेगा। देन सहज भाई वी ऑल्सो हैव आई थिंक क्लच चेस जहां पे वी हैव गुकेश, Magnus, Hikaru, and Caruana. Only those 4 players battling it out in a very innovative format जहां पे day 2, day 3 को extra points मिलते हैं. What do you think about that tournament?
yeah it's gonna be fun it's gonna be a lot of I think we did cover clutch chess once if I'm not mistaken maybe last year or something like that or maybe I'm mistaken I'm
That was,
I'm
I think it was
confused
different though.
different hours sir I remember doing clutch chess if I maybe I'm confusing it with something else but it's gonna be fun by regardless and also let's not forget why the World Cup
Yeah, the World Cup is the big one. पूरे महीने का इवेंट है literally like October 31st to November 27, something like that. It's insane. And it's going to be in Goa. Chat, by the way, आप में से कोई ऐसा बंदा है जो गोवा आने वाला है भाई? I think it's going to be exciting to have more people in Goa. You're भाई, what's up? हमारे legendary guy in the chat. साज भाई, गोवा में क्या करोगे आप लैंड करते ही पहली चीज?
Bhai, I think like I have never visited Goa as an adult. Like मैं कभी गोवा कभी the first time I went there I was I think it was in 2007 or 2008 I was like 13 years old and that's the first and I went to play chess there and it was so nice but I'm really excited to see what Goa will be like especially in this time of year because I always हमेशा वही को plans रहते हैं ना आपके friends के साथ गोवा जाएंगे but वो कभी भी वो like fizzle out नहीं होता and I'm really excited now there is a reason to go there so chat if you are in India definitely come to Goa it will be so much fun and there's going to be like a fan zone and all of those all those other things as well so it's going to be so much fun
yeah साज भाई अभी और सीक्रेट रिवील करते हुए बट कर सकते हो एट दिस पॉइंट बिकॉज वी आर ऑलरेडी टू लेट एक्चुअली बट ठीक है वी आर ऑल सेट बहुत मजा आएगा चैट गोवा में वर्ल्ड कप एक्साइटिंग होने वाला है एंड देयर वी सी इट Magnus Carlsen Sahaj bhai in his element with more logos that I've seen in the last year and ये पीछे क्या लिखा है भाई Dave Cave ये क्या है
डेव कौन है केव तो समझ आया डेव कौन है किसकी केव है मतलब आई थिंक डेव की केव है बट हु इज डेव दैट्स द क्वेश्चन
तो चैट लेट अस नो इफ यू हैव सम कॉन्टेक्स्ट देयर, बट फिलहाल के लिए मुझे दिख रहा है बैकग्राउंड बहुत ही बढ़िया है, पौधे पौधे भी हैं, राइट में कुछ चेसबोर्ड का वो भी है, सो मैग्नस कार्लसन ड्रिंकिंग वाटर, सो लेट्स टेक सम सिप्स ऑफ वाटर साज भाई टू सेलिब्रेट. मैग्नस पतला लग, ही लुक्स अ बिट थिनर, fitter somehow, I don't know.
Bhai, he just had I think he just had a kid, yeah, very, very recently. So I think probably his life has changed probably drastically in
हाँ
the last few months.
हाँ.
And being fitter, I think is was only I think a great sign, especially in those times, yeah, because of course your सारी priorities आपकी change हो जाती है. But has he played anything recently?
I don't think so. I don't think so
Like
because when he became a father, I think he did not even play Title Tuesday for a week or two. I think recent news ही है ना, 2-3 हफ्ते हुए हैं अभी, I think.
exactly, and I don't think I don't think I saw him in the last title Tuesday. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure I
he's not
played the
played
last title
anything.
Tuesday. He wasn't there.
Yeah, he's not played any of these. So I think this is probably his first major match after becoming a father. So very interesting to see how it turns out. And David Howell, look, okay, that makes sense. But Dave's cave is pretty cool, Saj bhai, right?
Very cool, actually. We were also covering this other event yesterday, the Global Chess League, and वहाँ पर we were also seeing Fausti's sort of that thing on the back as well. And वहाँ पे भी उसने I am Faustino, or I mean, you should check it out. What it was like. It looked so cool. And chat, अगर आपने देखा नहीं है तो please do check it out. It's like it was streamed like 2 days ago, and Faustino Oro का जो background है वो check करना. It kind of reminds me of this.
Nice. And Magnus Carlsen यहाँ पे deep सोच में है. The match is about to begin, chat, in just a couple of minutes. Yo Firearm भाई, क्या हालचाल? Rairu 9 कौन mod है भाई? पहली बार देख रहा हूँ मैं, नाम change किया आपने शायद. He played Freestyle Friday. Okay. He played, and the games have begun. Let's go, Saj bhai. C4 on the board.
Yup, English opening, and he switches back to Catalan, I think most likely with knight f3, bishop g2. Bishop g2 already on the board. He has to play d4 to completely switch into Catalan, and I think this makes a lot of sense, yeah, because Magnus, I think, feels very comfortable in the Catalan structure, and it's the first game, so he doesn't go for Catalan, he goes for Reti.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think maybe he's also like, game one, he's probably not had enough time to prepare openings before the match. Maybe he's not even prepared, for this one. It is possible. So he might choose openings which are not that theoretical, just to kind of avoid getting into Martinez's prep. Because अगर आप prep में यहाँ फंस गए साज भाई, then time है नहीं, clock के ऊपर 4 मिनट है, it could turn out to be bad for you, yeah?
भाई आप कह रहे हो prep नहीं है, but he did play 95. Like 95 is not the most popular move, but it does have a lot of games, and he does seem to have more time on the clock. I mean, but you're right. It maybe कुछ targeted prep नहीं होगी, but I'm sure like he's testing the water here. कि मतलब let's play C4, let's play D4, let's see उसने prepare क्या किया, and then I can make a call.
Yeah, already not the best move, knight d7, and now we see Magnus Carlsen just playing normal chess, nothing that crazy, I think. And now e4 he plays. Black, I mean, would love to play e5, but then f5, who's while he's getting a lot of space. By the way, Martinez आराम से ऐसे कुछ juice पी रहे थे glass को दिखा के साथ भाई. I don't know if that was for the camera. क्या scene चल रहा था वहाँ पे भाई?
भाई मतलब I mean, this is I think a great matchup for Jospem here. I mean, of course, like he's looking to win, and I think he's looking to start strong. Basically, that's the most important thing. Like अगर आप पहला game आपने हरा दिया, then you start feeling like yourself. Then वो confidence भी आ जाता है, motivation भी आ जाता है, then it can be a lot of fun. But looking at the position right now, as Magnus pushes f5, it looks like there's going to be a lot of attack on the king side, perhaps with queen h5, g4, g5, something like that. And the king can be potentially in danger. And another thing that I want to mention here is that the center is closed. So whenever the center is closed, the flank attack seems to work really well.
Yeah. And white का knight game में आ रहा है, knight coming to f3, so black instantly counter play create करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, but I think it's somehow too late, and Magnus Carlsen slowly grinding it out. कोई कह रहा है he played last title in Freestyle Friday. Okay, that's very interesting. Thanks Archie भाई. I think मैं नया background build कर रहा हूँ, अभी और better होगा ये, but फिलहाल के लिए it's looking okay. Saj, how can you remember these openings? Just with one move, it's totally different opening. You can tell what it is. भाई जिसने Fuja को हराया है, वो automatically opening जानता है भाई.
Bhai, matlab, it is something that, if you do it enough times, then it just becomes like second nature to you. It's really nothing crazy. Like anyone, I think most people can do this. But yeah, he goes bishop e8, going for bishop h5 ideas. Also putting a stop on h5. And now gf6 and knight g5 seems to be an interesting one. I don't want to allow bishop h5 here because I feel bishop यहाँ पे बैठा रहेगा and हमारा attack नहीं आएगा कुछ. Okay, he goes gf6.
Finds it. Magnus finds it, yeah? मतलब and he's also by the way head on the clock. Sahaj, we were worried कि थोड़ा सा Magnus थोड़ा rusty now, but clearly not.
Yeah, for sure. He's deciding how to recapture this pawn. Bishop f6 apparently is the best move here. Rook f6 just seems just weird because you can kick it with bishop g5. You can also have knight g5. Gf6 looks too risky to me. Okay, he goes bishop f6, knight g5 on the board. Bishop f7 protecting that e6 square. Now the question is, how does Magnus carry the attack here?
I think queen g4 to given hai. I want to go queen g4 at some point. The bar doesn't like it instantly for some reason. But at some point, I want to bring the queen in. I also want to think कि rook a1 का क्या करना है. Like right now, it's really just sightseeing करने के लिए आया है. So, I mean, this is not Goa है. वो तो World Cup में होगा. So, I don't know what to do. Bishop f3, Magnus chooses.
Oh, by the way, h6 only move in the position. Yeah, he takes the bishop on f7, and now it's Jospem who has an advantage here.
What?
By the way, to answer your question, this rook on a1, I'm thinking something like a3, rook a2, and just bring the rook to g2. Just this sneaky rook lift.
I love that. And now king e7 is the best move. What? There is no way he plays. Oh.
Wow. Bhai, this is looking scary for Magnus. By the way, king d6 and played. What? Wait. What's happening here?
Can we look at the moves, last 3 moves again, Sah? Jaldi se, quickly.
King f7.
King takes, king e7, king d6. Sahaj bhai, I love Magnus, but Jospem deserves to win this game. Like, he genuinely deserves to win this game just by that maneuver.
We'll see what. I mean, there's still a lot of chess left. I mean, he has to take the pawn on h4. I think only move here. If he doesn't play this, then oh, by the way, slight mistake. And now Magnus has to find queen d1. No chance, right?
No chance, yeah.
Magnus plays queen d1.
That looks
just so counterintuitive, this move.
बिल्कुल बढ़िया है भाई, but the game is making us even more excited now. 3-3-3-1 is Magnus's blitz rating. Jospem is 3066. Sahaj bhai, I mean 300 पॉइंट का डिफरेंस है यार.
मतलब 3000 की रेटिंग होने के बाद भी 300 का फर्क है.
If I had 3000 rating, I would legit throw like a like a crazy party, मतलब like insane. And यहाँ पे 3000 पे भी बेचारा lower seed है. But okay, bishop c1.
He just repeated moves. Bishop d2, rook b2, bishop c1, rook b8. Is that a draw offer?
There is no way.
Surely not. Surely not.
No. There is no way he draws. Yeah, Magnus might offer a draw. But do you think Magnus knows he's worse? That's the question.
I mean, probably, but okay, when the king is on d6, see, Magnus is not looking for a draw. He's still playing for a win. What is the plan of rook f3? Can I not just take this?
Yeah, exactly. And I think एक बार ये आ जाएगा, queen भी कल को घुस सकती है. And now my king surprisingly is well placed on d6. Very, very safe, blocked by these pawns and the knight. And somehow whose king is weaker? Looks like white.
He plays king h1, sidestepping, maybe hoping for some rook g1 ideas and to attack the pawn on g7. And also g6 ka square is also left empty, so you can also bring in the rook like that. So very nice move by Magnus. Jospem goes bishop f6. He doesn't take, yeah? He doesn't want the rook to come to g6, to g1.
Yeah, and Magnus also does that shrug, something like this, yeah? So he's also not happy. He senses कि यहाँ पे कुछ ना कुछ तो गलत हो गया है. There's also a pawn hanging on a6 now. Which looks very tempting to capture, but do you want to waste a move when your king is on h1 and your queen side piece are not developed? I don't think so. He plays rook h2.
I also don't like taking this pawn because I feel black can get activity along the a file. So, maybe it was a good idea because now you're just in the endgame and you're a pawn down.
Wow. By Jospem, question to you, chat. Do you think he beats Magnus in the first game? Yes or no? Sahaj bhai, yes or no?
That would definitely turn things around a bit, yeah, for sure. Yathart bhai asking, Sahaj bhai, have you played Jospem last month in classical chess? Yes, actually, I played him in Romanian Super League, and I played him actually. We were playing on the same board. Yeah, it was a nice game, but it ended up in a draw. It wasn't like
nice. Crazy. And Salve, I think you mentioned कि आपकी rating बढ़ी यार अभी recently Romania में.
हाँ भाई बढ़ी यार. Finally.
तो firearm को थोड़ा dismiss मारने का time अच्छा है मतलब.
नहीं अभी भी 2500 नहीं हुई ना. जब तक 2500 नहीं होगी तब तक मैं अपना मुंह बंद रखूंगा. But it was good. I think it was a good tournament. Like I'm more or less happy with it. Okay, by the way, rook b6. He's planning for rook f b8 and maybe an entry along the b1 square. He goes rook f b8. That's his plan. Basically, Magnus is holding down a fortress and waiting for Jospem's clock to just run out. That's a good strategy here.
I don't see White's plan. I'm just waiting, and waiting. Usually, bus stand पे अच्छा लगता है, chess game में नहीं. So I'm a bit like skeptical about his chances. Maybe bishop b3, but then maybe even a5.
भाई h5 आ रहा है, h5 h5. Okay,
Ooh.
is he repeating again? Why is he repeating?
Maybe he's trying.
Just
Wait,
repeating.
what?
Knight
Nahi,
before
bhai.
knight.
Wait, he's
This is-
shaking his head. He's
भाई
shaking his
मैग्नस
head.
इफेक्ट, मैग्नस इफेक्ट है ये. दिस इज मैग्नस. आपकी बेटर है बट अंदर से आपको फिर भी लग रहा है भाई. देखिए again,
Why is he repeating? Chat, Magnus effect is real. Magnus recently defeated Ronak in 10 moves. 10 moves in an online game. It's just like when people play him, they just don't play their best chess. I don't know why. It's just, I mean, I know why, but it's like, Magnus Carlsen alag hi hai bhai. He's the only guy who forces players to play substandard moves somehow.
I feel that this is also maybe the Magnus effect is real, but I also think there is another factor here, which he sees that his clock is less than a minute now, and he doesn't want to just gamble his chances and in bullet chess in the first game itself. I mean, it could be a huge risk if he takes a draw with the black pieces. That's a good result as it is. Then you can start off solid.
But Sahaj, how many chances will you get to beat Magnus, regardless of white or black? Like, he will have to take that call. Do I think I have winning chances here? If I do, then I have to push. If I don't have winning chances, great. I mean, I can accept a draw. But if I do think I have winning chances, I see an equal draw, I have to go for the win because Magnus will not give many such chances.
I think very nicely said. I think you couldn't have said it better. But I'm not sure how does he carry the... But look at this, 20 seconds for Jospe. I mean, he's not looking to win this match anymore. He's just looking to hold a fortress down, and that's it.
Bhai, that's when the tide can turn actually. पानी धरती से समुंदर में बहने लगता है भाई at this point, because now you're wondering, I'm going to lose this game or not.
Okay, knight b4 he plays, attacking the pawn on d3. King e2 probably is a good... Okay, if this pawn is not even attacked, you can just go bishop c1 or something.
Ooh,
a3.
That's a concession, I feel, because now the bishop on b3 is a bit loose, yeah?
Oh, knight d5.
Wow! Wow!
What a move. What a move by Jospen. Definitely missed by Magnus, I think. Now c takes d5, only move to stay in the game. Otherwise, you are in deep trouble.
Wow. I think Jospem, so far, his king maneuver coming to d6 in the middle game, then this move knight d5 has just impressed me so much. He kind of has played the better chess in game number 1, deserves to win. But as we know, Magnus Carlsen, he makes a blunder. And now Jospem is completely winning.
Wow. The question is, he has 7 seconds on the clock, though, so he can play for time for sure.
But he has the correct idea. E4. Once you play E4, it's just getting very tough for white.
He stops him. Doesn't allow. Rook B1. Rook B1. Let's go. Oh, Magnus is back. Rook B7. Rook B6 second coming.
Why he's
1
back.
second on the clock. Oh, that's a blunder.
Why हार ना जाए भाई.
भाई हार सकता है एक position. For sure Magnus खेलेगा ना ये तो. Oh, this for I think Magnus takes this one unless he can find a repetition here somehow. Of course, Magnus will take this one.
Why if Magnus and he's lost now. Magnus is winning.
If all roads lead to the same result, कुछ भी हो जाए.
भाई एक और मौका मिला था वहां पे, but I don't think.
Wait, Magnus also having 2 seconds on the clock now, so this is getting a bit dicey.
0.4 पे खेला वो, 0.4 seconds पे he played the move.
Bishop h6, okay, no more d1. Oh, why? That was not necessary. Oh,
why he was hoping for a pre-move win, yeah? He was hoping कि Magnus will lose on time.
Yeah. f7, f8 queen. Wow.
Wow, भाई Magnus Carlsen भाई ये गेम नहीं हारे तो Joseph already आंखें पकड़ लिया यार वो, like he is not happy.
And this is where the tilt kind of begins, yeah, because you had the game in the bag, you were playing so great and still it didn't work because time was an issue for you. But now tilt यहाँ पे start हो सकता है भाई.
Saj bhai, it reminds me of वो आजकल वो shorts आते हैं जहाँ पे they get like some rich people and who are earning like $500,000 a year, and then they say, why are you living paycheck to paycheck? Like it doesn't make sense sometimes, but then you look at this game, you get everything you could have asked for. You have a winning position, you have an attack, you have a pass pawn, and still you end up losing. Yeah, so you feel like जितना भी पैसा कमा लूं मैं घर ही भी रहूंगा, सेम वे जितना भी मैं पोजीशन बढ़िया मिल जाए, मैग्नस ने जीतना है भाई.
नहीं, वो मेंटल ब्लॉक रहता है यहाँ पे फोर से, बट ओके, स्टिल द फर्स्ट गेम, सो स्टिल सम चांसेस फॉर हिम. बाय द वे, ही मेक्स अ स्लाइट inaccuracy jaw spam here. Knight h5 is a good move for Magnus to get access to the f4 square, and already Magnus looking slightly better here, yeah.
Yeah,
But this is
by the
sad.
chat,
This is sad for jaw spam. I think he played a wonderful game, I think.
20 सेकंड का 15 सेकंड का कुछ डिले है चैट, तो आप आपके मैसेज पढ़ रहे हैं सारे के सारे. कुछ भी बात करनी हो, इफ यू वांट टू आस्क अबाउट द वर्ल्ड कप, यू वांट टू आस्क अबाउट साहाज's विन अगेंस्ट क्या नाम था, क्या फिरोजा साज भाई, फिरोजा आई थिंक.
think something like that, yeah, something like that.
हाँ, अली रेजा.
By the way,
हाँ, रेजा,
17 चाल ना, 17 चाल.
nice.
No, but I mean, we played like a bunch of times, and he crushed me like each time. But I think towards the end, I think he was trying to play a bit faster because arena khatam hone wala and he has to, get some points. So he was playing really, really quickly. Probably that's what happened.
Yeah, and meanwhile, by the way, Queen D7, I think Bishop F5 incoming to put pressure on that D3 pawn soon. So
Knight D5 also, huh? Knight D5 and Knight F4 also.
Ooh, that's also deadly, actually. Wow, Magnus is already better, yeah? I mean, this is just hard for Jospin.
But youngsters like Arjun, Alireza, and Adirbek don't. You think they don't feel Magnus effect? I think everyone feels Magnus effect to a certain extent. I think the only player I think जो ज़्यादा feel नहीं करता, I think probably it's Gukesh for me. जो उतना feel नहीं करता. Prag also to an extent, but yeah, I think majority of them do definitely feel it.
Also, they have a lot of respect for Magnus. So, वो कहीं ना कहीं पे, you ask any chess player in the world, right? Like, who's the GOAT? Who's the strongest player? They will say Magnus. And when you say that enough times, I think you automatically feel that he's above you, yeah, in strength. And he is, like, objectively is. So, थोड़ा बहुत तो psychologically handle करना बहुत difficult है. Commentator so good that he beat both Nakamura and Ariza in the same financial year, by the way. Wow, chess OP bhai. In the same financial year. Like, same ही taxes भरने थे, same ही time पे उन्होंने दोनों को हरा दिया. Meanwhile, Knight e4 on the board and the position going from bad to worse.
Yeah, Knight e4, by the way, you shouldn't capture the knight on e4. You should go Knight d5 and try to push f5 here and just launch the attack all in. I think pretty normal looking move, I would say. Okay, plays it. White goes short cursor, and now f5 is. By the way, look at the bar. It's going really in Magnus's direction. I think already probably he's feeling that effect from the first loss itself. That match. By the way, mistake by Magnus. Bishop a4 brings him back.
Oh, but is he gonna find? Oh, he doesn't find it. Oh, golden opportunity missed by Jospin again. And now g4. Magnus is the one to strike first. Saj is going down to the wire.
Yeah, g4, h takes g4, bishop g4. I mean, you see this and you just play it. Yeah, you don't even think about it as much. Oh, by the way, there is a tactic afterwards. When the bishop is on g4, then you can go knight takes c3 and knight d4. Oh, I think I was going to show it, but I think we might see it happen on the board itself. If he goes h takes g4, bishop takes g4, and then you have this option of knight takes c3 and knight d4. That is scary. That is very scary.
Bapre, and the G file is open. Let's not forget that there's a rook coming to G8 at some point in the near future. Bishop coming to D6 potentially again pointed towards the white king. I mean, it looks like it white ke paas B file hai, but how are you utilizing it? Yeah, you don't have any pieces that can utilize it well.
Yeah, you just don't have enough time. I think Magnus is way faster here, and also he has more time on the clock as well. So I see this game going Magnus's way actually. I think this one is a lot cleaner than the first one. The first game में हराना बहुत जरूरी. You know, I saw a similarity, by the way. In the first game between Leitwan Min and Firouzja, Leitwan Min was also winning, and he sort of messed it up because of time. And the same thing happened with Jospin as well. So it's like शुरुआत में they are starting so strong, but वो एक time pressure की वजह से I think it tilts the favorite into the more let's say the stronger player.
भाई जॉसन ने घड़ी मस्त पहनी है, लग रहा है अभी रैप करना चालू कर देंगे. ऐसी फीलिंग आ रही है देख के. नाइस वॉच, बट मैग्नस कार्लसन आल्सो with a watch, both players there. भाई कितने लोग हैं. Okay, so Chad, I think we've seen those. Oh, by the way, that's a big blunder. Now f5, isn't that just gone for the bishop? Because f5, wherever the knight goes, f4 traps the bishop.
But also c3 is hanging. Knight
Wait,
c3 is
what?
just hanging. I'm not sure what he missed, but f5, maybe he wants to play b5. Yeah, I think he wants to play b5, fe4, bc6, takes, and this is a check. So b5, then knight d4 is the move, I'm guessing, for black. Yeah, that's the move. That's the move.
Wow. By the way, f5 played, so Magnus about to take a 2-0 lead. Sahaj and chat, why Nihal not there? Pooch rahe Arosh. I think I had to know actually. I don't know kya scene hai. Was he invited? I think there are like, I think kuch half spots qualification ke through the and half spots invited the. I don't know Nihal, why is he not there actually? Hard to know, Arush bhai. Will you cover the European Chess Club starting 16th? I don't think we'll be covering that because I think we'll have the Speed Chess Championship. And let's not forget, we'll have Clutch Chess and we'll also have the World Cup coming up. So that's going to be super, super exciting. I think uske cameras nahi hai, European Chess Club ke. And also, I know a few Indian players are playing, but it's not really an Indian event, right? So by the way, B5 played, Sahaj, you were correct. On the board, but it doesn't solve the problems.
Knight d4, fe4, everything is, even f takes c4 is, this is so clean. Just queen takes c6 and knight takes c3 and you're just a pawn. Oh, by the way, queen g7. Game over. Look at this. Queen g7, pawn takes pawn, knight c3 and bishop f3 because the queen is pinning the king.
I think he's going to resign, yeah? After queen g7.
Queen g7 is beautiful, actually. What a nice move. Oh, played. Wow.
क्या ही भाई मतलब 95 एक्यूरेसी इन अ ब्लिट्ज गेम सॉरी भाई मतलब मैग्नस मतलब अलग ही है भाई
18 चाल में यार वो भी ब्लैक से दिस इज टू मच
not 17 though Saj bhai like it's impressive but I mean not it's not 17 moves just saying yeah
वो भी black से यार that is insane by the way the best move for white here is to take the pawn why black will go knight c3 and you have to just play bishop d3 and give the queen away that's the only
by
way
the way जितने भी लोग चैट में हैं एक बार सब के सब लोग हाई लिख दो 200 लोग मुझे लगभग दिख रहे हैं जल्दी से भाई आई नो वी डोंट हैव एन इंडियन प्लेइंग टुडे बट लेट्स नॉट फॉरगेट जो भी जीतेगा यहाँ पे ही प्लेस प्रग if Plug wins this match. So let's not forget, बहुत important matchup है ये Indian, Indians के जीतने के लिए. And now Magnus again with the white pieces, Saj bhai.
Wow, he goes d3 this time. He doesn't play d4. Maybe it's a mouse slip. Maybe it's a mouse slip, but he's just playing d3 just simply because he wants to have a game and that's it. Takes on d5, pawn takes d5. Now e4 is an interesting move here. He actually captures back with the knight. I did not expect that. I was expecting e5. Tab bhi e4 was actually quite a nice move. Now he's debating whether he should play d4 or e4 or just hold both of these moves and just develop with knight c3 or something.
यो चैट में कितने लोग हैं बहुत बढ़िया भाई लोग एंगेजमेंट बढ़ती रहनी चाहिए भाई लोग लेट अस नो इफ यू हैव एनी क्वेश्चंस मीनवाइल सेंटर लेंगे अभी मैग्नस आई थिंक मैग्नस ट्राइंग टू कॉन्टेम्पलेट क्या डिफरेंसेस है बिटवीन
मेरे को एक क्वेश्चन है
हाँ
वो क्वेश्चन मार्क कहाँ से लिया आपने वो पीछे वो और वो एक्सक्लेमेशन मार्क
वो जो पीछे पड़े हैं क्या
हाँ वो किधर से लिया आपने वो नहीं
तो
आपके गेम्स वाला नहीं बोल रहा मैं
हाँ क्वेश्चन में तो गिफ्ट ही मिला था ओपन एंड नहीं दिया था मुझे वो एक्सक्लेमेशन मार्क में मतलब चोरी करके लाया हूँ किसी का
अच्छा
Will clutch chess be filter rated? By I think it's rapid and blitz, so I think it would be blitz rated. I wouldn't think why not. I think so.
Probably yes.
Yeah, Arjun qualified in Comet Arena 3. That's amazing. But did he defeat Firuza in 17 moves? Oh, I don't know.
It's not many people can say that.
By the way, Knight C3 played. Not the
he
best
thought
move.
for a long time before playing that move.
Yeah.
Like a minute and 9 seconds. That's a long time. Yeah, bishop
This is
d2.
one-sided.
Like chat se sawal. If I play bishop d2 here, what is this setup known as chat? This one? This setup over here? कोई मुझे chat में बता सकता है what is this setup?
Just on the stream, please turn on format. So as chat answers Sahaj's question, chat basically format ये है, it's a speed chess championship. It is a culmination of faster time controls, 5+1, 3+1, and 1+1. And यहाँ पे 16 players हैं, 8 players were invited, 8 players qualified, and they're going to battle head on head, 1 versus 1 in a knockout format. And हमारे Indian से Prag and Arjun are playing, and जो भी जीतेगा वो खेलेगा Prag or Caruana के winner से. So super important game, and of course Magnus Carlsen, the GOAT, is playing.
And let's not forget Anish is also playing, the newest candidate, half Indian, yeah. लोग कह रहे Stonewall नहीं भाई, Stonewall नहीं है. This is actually a trick question, yeah, because ये जो setup होता है ये black से खेलते हो, and this is known as the dragon structure. but because it's from the white side, it's not technically dragon, but it's still the dragon structure. कितने एक्चुअली दो डिफरेंट लोगों ने दोनों ने स्टोन वॉल लिखा. स्टोन वॉल होती है जब आप F4 खेलते हो. बाय द वे, जब आपका F1 जब गोल्डन पॉन शुरुआत में जब चेंज होता है, दैट्स व्हाट्स नोन एज स्टोन वॉल.
The architect ने लिखा बॉन्ग क्लाउड. सो आर्किटेक्ट भाई डायमंड मेंबरशिप आई थिंक बहुत जल्दी अभी दिवाली पे डिस्काउंट आएगा, सो प्लीज जरूर लेना. आई थिंक यू नीड इट भाई, लव यू भाई, बट जरूर लेना भाई, जरूर, विल हेल्प यू इंप्रूव योर चेस स्किल्स. हाँ साज भाई.
Absolutely. Rook C8 played, by the way, just a nice symmetry there. Knight E5 can be a move, but I think that would simplify the position. And I think Magnus is probably trying to find some. He just trying to find a way to continue the game. He goes Queen F4. Up E5, by the way, only move for Jospem that keeps things balanced. Otherwise, Magnus has a slight advantage already.
But difficult है E5 ना, like it's.
No, E5 up to easy, na? Takes, and then you have this bishop G2 and queen D5 check, something like that. That's his plan. But the question is, does he play it immediately? If he spots it, like he'll see it in a second, I think. But वहाँ पे नजर जानी चाहिए एक बार.
साज भाई अगर आप नजर लेके जाएं, एक्यूरेसी के ऊपर दोनों की 98 और 97 है. इनफैक्ट जोस्पर इज अहेड राइट नाउ. So you see he's doing pretty well so far. लेकिन वो आखिरी फेज में, हाँ आखिरी फेज में डोमिनेट करता है यार वो मैग्नस.
Will you guys comment playoffs? Sorry, आप पढ़ लो.
हाँ बोलो साज बोलो.
I mean, you should be the one responding to this question, right?
If I knew तो भाई I would respond. But comment open, I think यार. I'm gonna check the schedule. Actually,
it's on 18th and 19th of October.
So it had a bunch of qualifiers. I remember. बहुत सारे थे, I think, and I think we'll have to. So we'll have to see कि कौन से players qualify हुए हैं. I'm not exactly sure. मैंने check नहीं किया Indians.
Nihal has qualified and Arjun is qualified so far. Pranav also qualified.
We can definitely think about it. Actually, कब है ये?
18th or 19th, Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, 18th, 19th. यार, साज भाई, something is happening in December, तो weekend की मेरी commitments होती है इस महीने की.
Oh, अच्छा.
Because नवंबर में मैं घर पे नहीं हूँ. So let's see. मैं पहले देखता हूँ players कौन से हैं. We'll try to do it, but difficult लग रहा है. But let's see.
Arjun का match, I think it's gonna be day after tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, day after tomorrow, and then Hikaru is उसके day after tomorrow, and Prag का I think थोड़ा बाद में है. But I think that's gonna be super important because if he wins, he plays Magnus Carlsen himself. By the way, bishops have been traded off. Saj, maybe Jospin gets a draw here. Like this one, maybe is difficult for even Magnus to squeeze.
No
or will you say कि नहीं भाई हो सकता है?
No chance. Because this is, I think, a position like this is a nightmare to play against Magnus. That too with like less than half of the time. You have half of the time remaining. There is no, I mean, ये बचाना against Magnus is like a Herculean task. So I really don't think this is gonna go Jospam's way.
भाई ये तो आपने डरा दिया यार. मतलब अगर फिर 3-0 होने वाला है क्या?
I think so. भाई आप time difference देखो ना, 3 minute versus 1 minute and 20 seconds is that's a lot of time, I think. And also Magnus के लिए ये moves बहुत एकदम hand moves हैं. Because I think he has played, he has studied this so often that for him I don't think he has to think much here. वो हाथ ही सही चलता है यहाँ पे.
कुछ जलने की स्मेल है, देख क्या तो क्या चल रहा है. एक सेकंड आया
भाई, डेजा वो हो रहा है भाई थोड़ा. भाई इतना स्लो क्यों है मैचेस? भाई स्लो किधर है भाई? दिस इज 5+1 and remember after 75 the first 75 minutes are done, so you can see that there's a timer 48 minutes दिख रहा है आपको ऊपर, and उसके बाद we'll have a 3+1, then the games will be a lot faster, and then it's 1+1 which is the fastest, the bullet mode. So games will only become faster as the time progresses. Bishop G5 plays and black goes Bishop F6, takes. Okay, maybe he can save this. Queen F3 is a nice move here to try and push E4 at the right time. E4 अभी क्यों नहीं आ रहा? This Rook C4. Oh, it's a nice tactic here. Yeah, Rook takes C4, Knight E3 check आ रहा है, तो King F3 खेलना जरूरी है because the Knight cannot give a check anymore. He plays F5, predicted. Knight E5 played. Now trying to go Knight C6 here. Oh, by the way, you're back. मैं बोल रहा था भाई डेजा वो हो रहा है थोड़ा.
हाँ मुझे भी एक्चुअली, बट उस टाइम पे मैं घर पे अकेला था तो बड़ी प्रॉब्लम हो गई थी. चलो दिस टाइम इट्स इजियर, बट सेम एक्चुअल में आग लग गई थी भाई.
I remember.
That was crazy भाई. But anyways, King G7. Okay, maybe Black has improved his position a bit, yeah?
For sure, King F6 incoming to challenge this knight on on E5. He's like, "आप किधर जा रहे हो? Maybe I can go knight D3 or something." He goes knight C6, attacking the rook on D8. Now the question is, do you want to double on the C file or do you want to keep control of the 8th rank? And the answer is neither. He goes rook D6.
Magnus, भाई, if we could predict Magnus's moves, तो भाई we would have as many logos. So मैं वही पूछने वाला था. So chat, we've seen ना ऐसे वो challenges chess players के साथ जो freestyle ने किए थे कि how many balls are in this, whatever container. So how many logos do you think Magnus's t-shirt has? And we'll genuinely try to get this answer and tell you tomorrow. In fact, राकेश भाई को text
भाई
करता हूँ
कुछ
भाई
वो रखो ना यार, कोई मेंबरशिप रखो कुछ.
हाँ मैं पूछता
Something.
हूँ. हाँ रुको मैं पूछता हूँ कि भाई can we get to know, do we know how many logos?
By the way, white goes king e2, rook c7, and by the way, we're headed towards a knight endgame here, which is I think slightly preferable for Magnus because his structure is a bit broken, Jospim, and also his Magnus's knight is slightly more active. So this knight very smartly defends the e7 and e5 squares. And this king can sort of march to the b5 square. By the way, king d3 only move in the position to try and play for a win. And also, let's not forget, Jospim only has 15 seconds on the clock, so it's not going to be easy.
It's, I think, borderline impossible. I mean, 15 second means you're basically playing on increment constantly. Pressure feel होता है. Magnus 1 minute से ज़्यादा आगे है. That's where you feel like you're gonna give up. And chat करिए 11, 12, 8, 11. बहुत सारे guesses. I think 8 से लेके 12 के बीच में is the guess chat has. Salve, if you had to guess, how many logos?
Magnus, let's say 9.
I'm gonna say like 14. मुझे लग रहा है और ज़्यादा होंगे. Because I can already see like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I can already see.
Really? I didn't actually check, but could be definitely. By the way, 14 से याद आया 15 सेकंड पड़े उसके पास. He plays king d3.
He finds it.
Oh, that's a mistake. C4. See, I told you. Is it like defending this against Magnus is an absolute nightmare.
King d6, by the way, king d6, yeah? King d6
only move and then knight a7 is there, and then in the pawn endgame you have to be really precise. That's a mistake. Knight a7 is incoming anyways here.
Stream, European Club Cup, Arjun, Gukesh, Anish, Vidit, Nehal are playing. See, that thing, no, yata wahi problem. Like, we don't have the cams. Do we stream Comet Open? Do we stream ECC? What do we stream by? I would love to stream one of these. I don't know,
Grand में भी same था जब अपने पास cams नहीं थे.
हाँ, पता है, honestly, I'm tired of streaming without cams, honestly, भाई. So, मुझे camera, Comet के camera साथ हो सकते हैं. So, I'll check that for sure. I'm gonna write down a notification, write down a note to myself. कि भाई if it's possible क्या timing है. But I think ECC का तो camera नहीं है हमारे पास, so that's gonna be difficult.
By the way, he plays f3, he goes king d7. That's a blunder.
Oh, blunder!
Ooh. Knight takes one.
I cannot believe it. Look at Jospam, he's shaking his head. Oh yeah, wow, Magnus Carlsen 3-0 up, just steamrolling through the match. Sahaj, Jospam ने अपना खाता नहीं खोला है and हम लोगों को 1 घंटा हो चुका stream करते हुए.
I'm just thinking that each match, it's just coming down to that last, like, half a minute or something like this, where Magnus has 20 seconds more than Jospim, and that's where Magnus is sort of, getting the better of Jospim. And it's only a matter of time before Jospim starts tilting. एक बार tilt शुरू हो गया, फिर उसके बाद सब खत्म है यहाँ पे.
True. And by the way, good question. When will you start streaming Title Tuesday? So chat, basically Title Tuesday now, of course, SCC as well, has become an important part because it's a qualification cycle for the EWC, which as we saw was a crazy event, right? So I think हम लोग Title Tuesday भी शायद stream करें, like each section, the final Title Tuesday, for example, of each 3 months, yeah? ताकि we know who is the qualifier. So कर सकते हैं, but maybe after the World Cup, yeah? World Cup तक काफी busy रहेंगे.
World Cup is the priority, right?
हाँ. The tilt is crazy. Bhai, Saj bhai, do you think the tilt has started? Do you think Jocelyn is still in control of his emotions?
I feel it started from the previous game, yes. I think this game, if he doesn't win this game, then the tilt is going to happen for sure. 100%, like, because you keep reliving those memories of king jo d7 पे गया था, you keep thinking about this over and over again, and that affects your, your next match. So things looking, I think, very promising for Magnus. भाई
And
मतलब 5+1 में, मतलब अगर वो ऐसे अगर वो जीतने लगे तो आई थिंक इट्स ओनली अ मैटर ऑफ टाइम बिफोर ही गेट्स लाइक अ हेफ्टी लीड, लाइक अ डबल डिजिट लीड.
and I have a question. So, what do you? We saw how much rating Firuza took from Minley. What do you think will be the final rating for Jospim after let's say Blitz section ends? Blitz rating अभी 3057 है. Final rating क्या होगी आज के मैच खत्म होने के बाद?
I mean, with 3 losses, he's only lost like 10 points. I think he was 3067, no? Something like that.
हाँ
So,
हाँ हाँ.
I mean, I think he's still going to be 3000. I mean, if you draw or if you win one game, then you gain a lot of ratings. I think 3050 is what I would expect. Something like that. What do you think?
Fair. I think that makes a lot of sense. I was actually wondering कि ज्यादा कम ना हो जाए भाई. But you are right यार, 300 पॉइंट डिफरेंस बहुत ज्यादा है. Actually पता नहीं लगता. यार देखो ना, वो होता है ना, it's like कोई कहता है कि यार आए 10 करोड़ महीने कमाने में और 100 करोड़ में डिफरेंस समझना बड़ा मुश्किल है सहज भाई, हम लोगों के लिए. इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू अंडरस्टैंड द डिफरेंस. सेम वे 3000 और 3300 में डिफरेंस क्या है, कैसे समझेंगे हम लोग यार?
जब तक आपने जोक समझाया नहीं, तब तक मुझे समझ नहीं आता कि 10,000 ये केस का पॉइंट क्या था. मेरे को तो इसका नहीं पॉइंट समझ आया.
भाई असली जोक वही जो समझाना पड़े. बाय द वे क्वीन d3 played, so now I
By the
think
way, the best
हाँ.
move here for black, I mean, chat से मैं पूछ रहा था because there's a delay, but it was queen a8. Queen a8 and queen a6. That is so weird.
Wow, that's a nice maneuver actually. Also, I don't know if knight b8, knight a6 was the maneuver, but it's crazy, queen a8.
Oh, that could also be a knight b8, knight a6 is crazy. Oh, queen
Oh,
a8, he
he
finds it.
finds it!
Wow.
Wow. भाई Magnus Carlsen. And white का best move now. Guess chat. White का best move now. Give a guess. जल्दी से. It was knight a1 was the white's best move. भाई क्या चल रहा है साज भाई?
कुछ भी चल रहा है. And by the way, I think one thing that is going Jospin's way is that he's trying to keep more time than Magnus, which I think is a great sign. Yeah, because he knows 2 games that he has lost were strictly because of time. One game I think where Magnus won, I think in the opening itself, but लेकिन 2 games वो time से जो हारा वो change होना पड़ेगा. Now he's dropping below again, so I'm not super happy with this. Let's see what happens. यहाँ पे आप सोच क्यों रहे हो? Like you have to go knight c5. Okay, takes.
He's +1. I don't think he's +1. He's like +0.5, which is, well, yeah, it's a decent advantage, I think, especially black queen a8 पे है. But again, as we saw, Magnus can turn any game on its head right now. And of course, exchanges हो रहे हैं. You can already see the valuation dropping further, Sahaj. There's a question for you. क्या ये वो position जो तुम हार नहीं सकते?
I mean, see, I'll answer the question in a different way. ऐसी कोई मतलब position नहीं है जहाँ पे Magnus आपको हरा नहीं सकता. Simply put, I'm sorry to say, कोई भी और player होता, I would say it's a 2-result position, but it's blitz, and I think blitz में आपके पास काफी solid chance रहता है इन चीजों का. And people are asking, why are you watching for black's POV? Because I've just followed one player, so I'm just following Magnus here. So whichever color Magnus is playing from, we are just going with that color, essentially.
Saj, but Magnus black hai, so I think what you need to do is you need to settings mein, you need to just do white always on bottom.
Oh, okay. Let me just switch that. Sorry, chat.
Broadcast में जाके white always on bottom. हाँ.
Okay, got it.
हाँ.
ये change
so now you refresh.
Screen refresh करूँ?
Board.
हाँ, कर रहा हूँ, एक second ना. Sorry, chat. Okay, there we go. Fixed.
बढ़िया.
Yo, Hunat, hi, nice to see you after such a long time. By the way, queen b8 अब white की position अब थोड़ी और खराब लग रही है मुझे. somehow मेरे को black का POV भी ज़्यादा अच्छा लग रहा था यहाँ पे.
भाई b4 square दिख रहा है. There's pressure on e4, b2, a4. I would choose black any day because black's name is Magnus. So मुझे लग रहा है कि
मतलब isolated pawn उसके पास है, but फिर भी position अच्छी उसकी लग रही है.
भाई time
देखो यार again. भाई, is he debating this? Rook f6?
नहीं, there is no chance, yeah?
It's possible, no? Takes, queen check. You can at least get some repetition there, unless the king is sitting on e7. Oh, maybe the king is sitting on e7.
I mean, Jospam himself has moved the king to d6 earlier. Magnus will move to f8, yeah, and draw nahi milega. By the way, whatever he's doing,
like some
he's
knight
making
e1, knight e3, knight f5, I don't know, something like that. Maybe
chal do bhai,
it's
chal do, because time hi nahi hai. He needs that time. That's how he lost in the last 3 games. The same pattern. He couldn't handle the pressure when he had 20 seconds. So let's not go to that stage.
Yeah, and now he has literally less than half of the time on the clock. Position वो हारने वाली नहीं है, but again, when the clock, it goes 1 second का increment, right? 1 second के increment में you don't have the time to gain. You cannot gain time no matter how fast you play. So unless you're making like pre-moves.
Yeah, Comet Open is 3 + 0 4 games. अगर इतना ही है तो we will definitely stream, I think, if we have cams. But I think मेरे को भी पूछना पड़ेगा cams है कि नहीं, because I don't think anybody else is streaming. So
No, मजा आया लेकिन उस tournament में. It was a lot of fun. It was my first arena as well. मजा आया लेकिन it was too good.
Nice. You've not played in arena before?
मतलब when I streamed like on my own channel, then I hosted my own arena, but I'm not counting that. But apart from that, yeah, this was the first time I played arena. By the way, he goes queen b6, queen takes b6. Yep, sure. Queen takes b6 is possible, but he's thinking too much. He just has to play quickly. Just take it. Rook d8 check. You can go for the a5 pawn. I think this is what he should go for. Or you can play queen d3 as well. Both of them are fine. But just don't think so much. I think this is the problem. Queen f3 he goes. Okay, fine. Queen c5, activating the queen, getting the b4 square as well. Okay, he goes queen f5. Now I think it's important for black to play g6 because the queen ko yahan se kick karo. So maybe he wants to go queen e7 and g6, but okay, I think he's planning king f8, king e7 and then g6. Interesting, very interesting. Now king e7, I'm guessing?
Yeah, king e7. Oh, that's 95 wins! Oh, Jospam missed it. Jospam had a winning move.
But he would have seen it now.
Wow. And can we show how it was winning?
Yeah, this was the move. Knight d5 check, c d5, queen e5, and the queen rook is hanging on.
Wow. Oh, he hurried.
38 seconds on the clock, by maybe that's why, yeah. I think Magnus has seen it now. That's why he wanted to play g6. Wait, what? Acha, knight d5 pe queen d5 hai mere paas ab. That doesn't work.
Magnus had seen it by. He had seen it 100%. And he even had that eyebrow lift. He was even laughing there for a second. So crazy. And now rook b4 and Sahaj. If we had to, bet Maggie's, we are betting it on the black pieces again.
For sure. By the way, knight d5 check, he's hoping. Last time nahi dekha tha, but is bar dekh liya. Knight d5 check is incoming. Yeah, Magnus saw it for sure, Kinsho. I think even Jospam saw it as well, but he just couldn't play knight d5 in the next moment anymore.
Yeah. Hey, Kinsho, how are you? Time pressure, right? 17 seconds. Time pressure is an understatement. And now black is already better, putting pressure on b2, e4, a4. It's just looking.
He's also putting pressure on the clock as well. So let's not forget that. By the way, queen d3, only move here to survive. Otherwise, you're lost.
Oh, that is, I think it's just gone, yeah? 4-0.
5 seconds. 4 seconds, play.
Oh, a4 gaya, bhai, khatam. He's shaking his head. Jospam has given up. He knows the game is almost over. Queen d4.
Yeah, this is the Magnus effect again and again and again. All roads lead to the same story. Yeah,
actually, Queen b5 looks very strong. Yeah, played attacking the rook, defends the pawn. Rook d4.
He's playing fast. That's a good sign. Just make b3 as a pre-move. Or rook e3 place. a4. Lost. G.
भाई 6 सेकंड फास्ट तो खेलेगा ना भाई. ऑप्शन क्या है उसके पास यार. 6 सेकंड है उसके पास.
But knight e4 is hanging. Is it hanging?
Wait, knight e4?
Why is it
apparently b3 is a move for white there.
What? Rook e4. That's a blunder. b3 only move. And he finds it.
Oh, rook f3 is to find now. That's all he finds it.
What? Okay, that is very impressive from Jospam. Very impressive.
Magnus. Look at Magnus, Chad. Oh, he's losing. Look f6. Wow. Wow. Brilliancy on the board.
Crazy. Rook d3 maybe? And then queen g5. He has 1 second on the clock though.
Ooh, 1 second. Any chance for Jospam? Nahi na?
Sorry, yes, Magnus, of course. No, he's checkmating.
No chance for Magnus.
Yeah,
no,
he's
I
winning.
think
Queen
it's...
f7 check, rook d8 check. That's a checkmate. He's gaining time as well.
Ooh, but you
He
have to be
won.
careful, yeah?
He won.
Oh,
Yes, he won.
really?
Rook b8, queen b7 is mate.
Ah, nice.
Wow.
Wow.
Let's go.
भाई मैग्नस को टैक्टिक्स में हराना कितना मुश्किल है, दैट इज लिटरली मतलब माइंड ब्लोइंग टू सी. And with that, Sahaj, and even Magnus did like a thumbs up there or something. I don't know if it was for the
Yeah, for
back
sure.
end team or for his opponent.
Finding rook f3 is, I think, beyond impressive to me in that move. I think that's a crazy find by him. Let's actually show it to the chat one more time. So this is a completely lost position. Rook e4. He has 6 seconds on the clock. He finds b3. Black goes queen c5. 3 seconds on the clock, and he plays rook f1 here with 0.7 seconds on the clock. He finds rook f3. Rook d4. Rook takes f6. Not losing a single second here, and then he carries the position of and actually checkmates. But I mean, what a game it was.
Wow. This was like a treat to watch. And Chad, I think this is why I think Speed Chess Championship is always amazing, because anything can happen at any point, and you see even the goat falling. And we talked about Jocelyn going on a tilt, right? How the second game kind of pushed him off the edge and he was shaking his head. But this is the kind of game that gets you back. Beating Magnus in this fashion, his face was red while he was doing the game review. We saw his face red, so it could tilt the stuff back for him.
For sure, I think Magnus also would not be happy with this as well. So again, वो tilt में लाने के लिए, I think you still need to win like maybe 2 or 3 more games, and then I think you can see that tilt factor coming. But right now, I think Jocelyn is not in a tilt right now.
Yeah, will be amazing. So, Saj bhai, as the games begin, Jocelyn की शक्ल पे मुझे थोड़ा सा stressy लग रहा है. Like he's not that thrilled. I mean, if I defeat Magnus like this would be going on my CV. Yeah, वो CV अगर भरना होगा तो position में CV में डालूंगा ऐसे करके.
Absolutely, bhai. I would put this as like find the best move for white. Absolutely. By the way, I think the players are taking a short break.
How many minutes, Sai bhai? Okay, ठीक है. So, do you want to play it, test it, or what? What do you think? Sai bhai? Do you want to play the video, or what do you think? ठीक है. So, chat, there's a 2-minute break. Let's try breaks. हम कभी करते नहीं हैं. We'll be back in just 2 minutes.
Yeah. Great.
Okay.
I got Sir's camera. I've got the side angle. You need Abad's expressions. Maybe you can stand there. And
No, but cover it from this angle. No, both of us are going to
perfect. मैं expression ले रहा हूँ. Clock चाहिए होगा.
Clock and the board will be in this perfect.
Wait, should I increase the brightness?
Yeah, you go increase the brightness. Perfect.
Rakesh, I think I'm in your frame. I'm definitely.
Shall I put it in airplane mode? Should I keep it here?
Yeah, like with his
Side angle.
side angle. So I can catch his side.
Okay.
This content can be edited anytime.
I think from here.
Yeah.
We'll do morph of me going there. So coming here.
Like,
Clock नहीं है यार frame.
once it's rolling, you clear.
Yeah, I will do that.
Are we good?
Good to go?
Good to go.
Yeah.
It's rolling.
I'm like your subway ad right now.
Good luck. Start keep the mic here.
Okay, sure. Yeah. I mean, you can't see the sweat, but it is
Metaphorical.
yeah.
Let the game begin.
Rolling.
Yeah.
Should I?
Yeah.
This is
So
what
press
you
the
press.
time. Press the time. Sir.
This one.
Yeah.
You have to.
Okay.
Nihal my pre moves.
There we go. Bad move, bad one. You can put pressure on Abad actually.
Oh, I have a lot of time. Guys, I'm good.
Too late for that. I think it's already gone.
Guys, I'm under
I think
pressure.
this will be a short form video now. Long form is over 3 minutes.
Will I lose in? Then sir will have 1 minute or 1 minute 30 seconds is
More
what I'm
than one.
thinking. Why are you tussling, sir? I'm not even thinking.
And we are back by एक छोटी सी break के बाद, and clearly अवध भाई can also hold 50% of the viewership आज भाई.
Let's go, bhai. Let's go.
अवध भाई ने 100 से नीचे watching डाले हिंदी भाई.
Yes,
So
bro.
that is great. Vishy sir और अवध भाई दोनों मिलके हमारे लिए entertainment करते हुए. But meanwhile, Magnus Carlsen also watching the same video apparently because he's laughing.
Wow.
कुछ तो रील देख रहा है Magnus about becoming a new. I don't know क्या रील देख रहा है, but he's laughing, yeah.
Or probably is watching the game like how it turned out. By the way, to those who didn't see this, this was the position. 6 second है जो Jospem के पास. 54 seconds for Magnus. Knight takes e4 was a move. A4 would have just been completely winning for him, and I think that would be a 4-0 victory. But he blundered with rook e4, and 6 second के अंदर Jospem found the correct move. B3, rook f3, and now this brilliancy, rook takes f6. Black cannot capture back because of knight e4, and still he managed to convert this with just 1.6 seconds on the clock. So very, very impressive from Jospem. I think यही देख रहा होगा वो Magnus, if I'm not mistaken. Like he must be looking back and just laughing at the fact that okay, this happened.
Yep, and the games are about to begin. So chat, we are ready. And now Magnus, of course, वो जो gap आ गया बिल्कुल सही time पे आया Magnus के लिए. I think he gets the time, a bit of time to settle down, calm down his nerves. I mean, I know he's the GOAT, but he's also human. And now I think he gets the white pieces and a chance to again move on in his typical fashion. Jospin, of course, अगर वो जीत जाते हैं साथ में ये game, then the comeback is real.
Oh, okay, we're back. Let's say d4. Oh, by the way, a little change of pace for Magnus. Yeah, again, he's testing the waters. What has Jospem prepared, for his match against the GOAT? By the way, this is the semi Tarash. That's what that's the opening. I think an opening that's kind of has a reputation for being, I think, I don't know. This is the type of opening जो मुझे दोनों कलर से अच्छी नहीं लगती. Like I've tried playing this with black and I've tried playing this with white. मुझे दोनों से पसंद नहीं है. Like it feels so weird because black has this outside pawn on this d pawn and black tries to play bishop b7, let's b5 bishop b7 and attack this pawn on e4. And white के पास ये एक initiative रहता because you're controlling the center. It's kind of a weird opening, but let's see how this game turns out. What do you think is going to happen here? Do you think Magnus takes this one, or do you think this will be a draw, or do you think Jospem strikes again?
I think Magnus strikes. I think जो gap हो गया ना वो बिल्कुल गलत time पे आया. Jospem would have loved to continue. And I don't know, उनकी शक्ल पे मुझे अभी भी stress दिख रहा है. Like मतलब I don't know why. Like if he had won, if he did win the last game, I would expect a bit more of energy and also like a smile. Like that's lacking. Like I don't know why that is the case. Is he still worried about something? Is it like just playing Magnus? Like does it have such an impact? I'm not sure why he's looking so stressed. If that is the correct
probably
word.
because of game 1 and game 3. I mean, he lost strictly because of time. Yeah, and I mean, I think Jospem is known to be an extremely fast player, and losing on time against Magnus, I think probably that's what's hurting him right now. Like if Magnus आपको outplay कर दे तो then it's like more acceptable. Yeah, time पे हारना I think as Jospem is probably like hurting him more because that feels like an unnecessary loss.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Magnus का वो डेव केव के ना एलईडी की लाइट जा रही है. मुझे स्टार्टिंग में लगा कि यार ये दीवार में ऐसे वो क्यों है, क्रैक क्यों है, लगे तो इंडियन दीवारों की यहाँ आ गई.
By the way, Queen f4. played. Now you've got this bishop, queen, and knight also jumping to g5 very soon. The rook can go to e1. So Magnus does have, I mean, plans to attack on the king side. And I think from Jospin's perspective, आप जितने ज़्यादा pieces exchange करोगे उतना आपका फायदा, because जितना end game की तरफ ज़्यादा जा रहे हो, these two pawns are going to be as dangerous for Magnus. So I think that's what he's hoping for. And of course, Magnus, on the other hand, wants to keep as many pieces as possible because he has a center on the board and he has this attack on the king side as well. So that's the strategy.
बिल्कुल जोसन चाहेंगे एक्सचेंज करना, वही कर रहे हैं. बिशप एक्सचेंज कर लो, नाइट्स एक्सचेंज कर दो, क्लॉक एक्सचेंज कर दो, रेटिंग एक्सचेंज कर दो, सब कुछ एक्सचेंज कर दो. बट मैग्नस विल ट्राई टू अवॉइड ईच ऑफ दोस एक्सचेंजेस. पॉन h5 पे रख दिया है टू काइंड ऑफ फिक्स द किंग साइड.
पीछे है आपका जो ब्लैक पड़ा हुआ है, आपको जो वो वाला जो आपके पीछे पड़ा हुआ है, वो किस चीज के लिए आप एक्सचेंज करोगे?
कौन सा ब्लैक वाला?
वो जो ब्लैक जो है, जो
अच्छा
यूट्यूब
ब्लैक, अच्छा
हाँ
ये
ये
अब
किस चीज
उतना
के लिए?
क्रेज खत्म हो गया एक्चुअली साज भाई. एक्चुअली आई डोंट नो व्हाई, हाउ कैन आई स्टेट इट, लाइक जिस दिन मिला ना, एक्चुअली वो घर पे आया था, मैं वहां पे, मैं तो यहाँ पे शिफ्ट हो गया हूँ. उतना क्रेज रहा नहीं. आई डोंट नो व्हाई दैट्स द केस. लाइक आई थॉट इट विल मीन अ लॉट मोर.
भाई ये गजब फ्लेक्स है यार.
नहीं एक्चुअली नहीं है,
बहुत गजब तरीके का फ्लेक्स है. राइट चैट, आई मीन थिंक अबाउट इट. लाइक एक 100 के में आपको ऐसा फ्लैग बोलो जो आई थिंक वेरी फ्यू पीपल इन द वर्ल्ड हैव दिस.
क्रेज खत्म हो गया. इन द चेस इकोसिस्टम मे बी नॉट इनफ, बट आई थिंक, I don't know, I thought it'll change but इतना फर्क actually नहीं पड़ा. I don't know why. Like it, God knows.
मतलब फेम से used to हो गए भाई. वो कहता है चल यार, तो
नहीं
रोज
भाई,
का
fame
काम है, कुछ नया ढूंढते हैं अब.
नहीं भाई, ऐसा नहीं है. I think it's just कि मतलब nothing much changes यार. मतलब जैसे okay, God knows भाई, पता नहीं भाई.
By the way, he takes the queen, he goes knight
हाँ.
h4 and knight f5 is the plan, and now this pawn on d6 could become a potential problem for Jospin to deal with. He does seem to have some 10 seconds less than Magnus at the moment, but nothing too crazy. I think he can still save this position. By the way, the point is, अगर knight f5 पे आ भी जाता है ना, you can play g6 at the right moment and capture this pawn on d5. That's what his strategy is, but it's not easy.
I like how you said it, like it's a potential problem. Like Jospin की शक्ल पे देख के लग रहा है उसने d5 pawn के नाम के 4 मंत्र पढ़ दिए अब तक भाई, because that pawn is going to be very very strong soon, and Jospin losing almost a minute on this move already. Just worrying about what to do. I think he would love to put that knight on d6. अगर दो चालें चल पाते, rook d7, knight c4, that would be awesome, but that's not going to happen. Rook f6, trying to avoid knight f5, like, by force.
Yeah, and now he allows for d6 and d7. Kinsho, I completely agree with you. This feels very dangerous for black because this knight is completely out of place, at least for now. Your rooks are placed perfectly on the open files. Rook d8, by the way, only move in the position.
Wow.
King f8, again only move. You cannot play anything else because rook e8 check, hello, back rank.
By rook f6 was an awkward move, yeah, because he finds king f8, but the pressure is still not over. You can't play rook d6. Rook e6, maybe you can you try rook e6 at the right moment, Saj, or no?
No, rook e6 would allow, I will take it, and f e6, and then I'll have knight g6 check. So that's something you should definitely not allow. I was thinking of rook e4. I was also thinking rook d5 because I want to play knight f5 as well and bring this knight into action. But rook e4 also is a nice move. I think he's just planning to maybe double. Oh, look at this. Rook e1 is the plan. Sahil bhai, look at this. Rook e1.
Nice.
That's a checkmate.
Nice. By deadly threat by Magnus, and Jospin sees it. Now that's a mistake. And now rook d1. I think he's planning
rook e1. I'm telling you, he missed rook e1. Let's actually get his
knight
reaction.
d6. I think he plans knight d6, Saj, but knight d6 में कुछ तो चक्कर है.
Rook e7 है ना मेरे पास. 7th rank पे आप कैसे क्यों allow कर रहे हो?
But I think that's his plan. He wants to play knight d6. I think he missed rook e7 maybe. He thought knight d6, I control e8 and attack d7. I think he missed how strong rook e7 is.
But rook e7 के बाद like white का जो follow up है, that's not so easy. He plays rook e1. Of course he plays rook e1. Black goes knight d6. I think only move in the position. Yeah, you see, he's thinking here. He's thinking here. This is my point. I think उसने rook e1 miss किया.
By if he missed it, I think
then the game is gone.
Game is gone, yeah?
Yeah.
In fact, now rook e6, just knight g6 check directly. You don't even need to take first. so it's just turning from bad to worse. And Magnus Carlsen about to take a 4-1 lead in the Speeches Championship.
Wow, it's still, I think, he's going quite decent. I think maybe in bullet, I think Jocelyn can kind of strike. But by the way, that's a blunder. Knight G6 check. Oof. GG's. GG's. You know, I actually lost to Magnus in a very similar fashion with a rook and a knight, and we're getting a very similar position here. Once he takes on e6, pawn takes and rook takes, I lost to Magnus in a very similar way with having a rook, knight, and a pawn. It just brings back such bad memories. By the way, you don't even have to go rook e6. You have to play rook d1, and the game is over. It's just over.
You want to just save the pawn, yeah? And it's
Yeah, just rook d1 is just game over.
oh, he
He
takes,
does.
okay.
That's a miss, I think, from Magnus. You're winning the pawn on a6, so I think for sure you're gonna win this as well. Okay, objectively
So
speaking,
Saj
it's a
bhai
draw,
का
but
वो
very difficult.
clip कर देना, that's a miss from Magnus. Like इसके बाद I think 7 साल बाद सुनने को मिलेगा, तो clip कर दो भाई. इतना rare है भाई वो. So
गुड नाइट भाई, गुड नाइट क्यों लिख रहे हो? गुड इवनिंग भाई, गुड इवनिंग. अभी अभी 2 घंटे की चेस स्टिल अब अभी बची है चैट.
भाई इंडिया में 11:30 हो रहे हैं, इसलिए वो गुड नाइट लिख 12:30 हो रहे हैं.
12:30
सॉरी,
हुए ना भाई.
12:30.
तो कोई नहीं, चेस प्लेयर्स तो हमेशा वैसे ही, मतलब एवरीवन इज अवेक until like 4 a.m. I think. Every chess player.
True.
And chess fans are the
What
same.
happened? What happened to my username? क्या हो गया शिवाश भाई? आपने अपना रोल नंबर को यूजर नेम बना दिया है, हमने तो कहा नहीं. By the way, 97 knight f5 feels like game over, यार.
रोल नंबर कुछ भी बोलते हैं.
भाई रोल नंबर ही है ना भाई. 5604.
Oh, by the way, f knight f5, I think incoming to take the pawn on g7, but he has rook g8, and this just looks like a very ugly move.
Yeah.
I don't want to play rook g8 here. I mean, he has to play it probably, but he would hate the fact that he has to play it.
I mean, he's hating a lot of stuff about his position, right? I don't know why Jocelyn looks so stressed. Like, उनको देख के मुझे stress हो रहा है भाई. Why is he so stressed? Like, he looks like as if he's seen a ghost or something.
I mean, of course, look at the position here. Look at the position. It's a bit depressing to play this actually as
I
well.
mean, it's not more scary than 3-2, यार. Come on, यार. 3-2 दिखाओ Jocelyn भाई को. But भाई, okay, knight e5 played, king g3.
कोई 3+1 होगा ना. 3+1 में I think it'll be maybe not 3+1, like 1+1 में I think he has good chances. तब एकदम बुलेट मोड में आ जाओगे आप. तो 3+1 में I think Magnus will maintain some time advantage over Jocelyn. That's what I feel. 7 seconds. Look at the time. 7 seconds versus 1 hour and 1 minute and 33 seconds. I mean, that's crazy. That's too much.
Ooh, it's check 97, knight g6 over, yeah?
Yup. GG. Oh, he takes on g7, just free pawn. That's also winning.
By the way, good question by Kimcho. What is the roll number? I think Sajva, you'll have to explain that one.
Roll number is, oh, by the way, Magnus wins. So now the score is 4-1 to Magnus. We're going into the next game. A roll number is something that you are assigned in school, basically. Everyone has their own roll number. You say roll number 1. It's usually from your, if your name starts with A, your roll number would be number 1 or something like this. And then it goes from there. I don't know if I'm explaining this correctly, Sahil, but if you want to do it, you can do it.
Yeah, roll count or something. I don't know.
Roll count, yeah, I guess.
Count or something, maybe. I don't know what's the best way to explain it. Enrollment number. Not exactly enrollment number. I think that's a bit different, right? Like, but anyways, not important. That's definitely not what the players were thinking.
Caro-Kann defense, and it's known as the Tal variation, by the way, h4. So first, day 1 of actually finding out that h4 is known as Tal variation. Firearm, if you're still in the chat, see, I don't know every single opening. So that's the first time learning that this is called the Tal variation, but it looks like Jocelyn has prepared this because he does seem to have a pretty sizable advantage thanks to this pawn on c5. Let's see if he can convert this.
Yeah, like an ID actually. Rule number 21, nice. Why so less people watching? I think many reasons. I think no Indian playing today. Also, I think we're streaming after a month, and also last 2-3 event हम जो करे थे उसमें cameras नहीं थे, तो take some time. But I think आएगा भाई, अभी World Cup आ रहा है भाई. That's gonna be exciting to watch. We'll also have freestyle. We'll also have, I think, GCL, not on this channel, but GCL will be an exciting event to follow. Then we'll also have the World Rapid and Blitz. I mean, we're gonna have clutches. Like, I think the rest of the calendar is pretty much packed till the end of the year. Literally till the end of the year.
Absolutely. By the way, he goes a3, planning to play b4, and Magnus stops him by playing a5. Rook b1 plays. He's adamant about playing b4, and Magnus says no a4. But this kind of feels a bit exposed to me, that I can take this pawn at some moment of the game. Maybe I can go queen c2, just put pressure on the a4 pawn.
Wait,
He
what?
goes d4. Interesting.
I thought he'll just put pressure, as you said, but okay, before he's trying to put pressure on B7 instead. By the way, Kinch saying Jocelyn looks like he wants to leave. Like, such objectively, is Jocelyn's face red? Yes or no?
Yeah, it's
It
been
is
red
red,
for a very
right?
long time. Yeah, it is. It's
And
been.
if somebody's face is red, it's usually for 2 or 3 reasons.
नेक्स्ट वाले प्लीज नेक्स्ट थिंग जस्ट थोड़ा हिंदी में बोल लेना.
हाँ तो अब मुझे पता नहीं वो कारण क्या है, but I think he's generally stressed. I hope he's doing okay, like genuine concern. Like I hope he's doing okay.
Oh,
कुछ
you
टक्कर
broke
ना हो.
off. You broke off there, and I think that's a great sign that you broke off there for a second.
What I meant
think
was
it's
कि I
amazing.
hope he's doing okay.
Your
Like, I
internet
hope
is
he's-
doing amazing things right now. It's just looking out for you.
भाई ये होता है भाई जब नासिक आते हो. नहीं नासिक नहीं मतलब whatever. But the point is कि like I think like I hope he's doing okay. Like he genuinely looks like he's not feeling the best.
Maybe he's tired. I mean, he's been. I mean, he played. I mean, I played 4 of the qualifiers, I think, and he was in there. I think in 3 of them, and he was playing in other qualifiers as well, which I was checking. So I mean, that's like 6 or 7 qualifiers that he's played in the last 2 days. So he could be fatigue as well. It could be a factor.
Interesting.
I was scared where this was going. I'm in this exact same boat as you, but I'm so happy that he broke off there for a second. By the way, 94, Magnus sacrifices a pawn, I think for the sake of activity, because he realizes that once you take, I won't have this pawn on d5 anymore, but I can potentially put my queen on d5. And that, I think, is a great sign in this position.
Yeah. Oh, he just takes on a4. He says, "Bhai, pawn हमारा हुआ." So Magnus now. Wait, Jocelyn is shaking his head. Sahaj, I mean, I'm genuinely worried.
Ravindra is saying Dokes GIF. I know exactly what you mean right now, and that's a very funny comment, by the way. Do you know what?
कहाँ है
you know what
रविंद्र
this
कहाँ
is?
है भाई?
रविंद्र ने लिखा डोक्स का जो जिफ होता है, आपने
अच्छा,
देखा होगा वो. इट्स फ्रॉम
नहीं
डेक्स्टर.
पता नहीं.
देखा होगा आपने
पता
फॉर
नहीं.
श्योर. इट्स
Magnus
वेरी
baby
रिलेटेबल इन
has
दिस मोमेंट.
2000 yellow. भाई नहीं इतना जल्दी भी नहीं. Oh, 95, that's a mistake apparently, huh?
Yeah, rook
But how?
b5 is what he should play. It's a great thing that he has pushed h4 here, because you could have. Wait, what?
Wait, Saxon exchange. I think he wants to push the c pawn, Saj. He wants to play 95. He's
Why would you-
backing the c pawn
But I don't understand, why would you sack here though?
because
Like,
शक्ल देखो जोसुन की यार. I'm genuinely he looks like ऐसे
No,
trauma
but,
में
I
थोड़ा
mean,
सा लग रहा है मुझे.
generally you sack when the position is equal and you wanna create an imbalance on the board. But यहाँ पर the position was, I mean, very comfortably better for him. He could have sacked on b7 at any moment. I'm a bit surprised by that decision.
Yeah.
95, Kincho said in the chat, but I think you have to be careful of this bishop takes c5 idea, because the rook is kind of pinning the queen. I don't think you can take it right now because I have knight g5, I feel. Or maybe I have queen c2 as well. I mean, so many different tactical possibilities here.
But then there's also no, queen 8 nahi hai, because I can just take the bishop. Yeah. Maybe c6 here. C6 is the plan, I think. Saj bhai, I think that's what white wants to do.
But c6, then just bishop d6 and my bishop becomes active. You're not getting c7. I mean, I think the pawn on c5 is better in this sense, because your bishop is it doesn't have a lot of room to move around. And I think if blacks, let's say if the queen was on d5, bishop was on f6, rook on c8, it is black who's playing for a win because he has more material. So you have to be a bit careful here.
Savya being very careful, yeah. It's black who's playing for a win because he has more material.
Matlab,
Magnus
if
है तो
the
मैं कुछ भी
pieces
बोलोगे.
become active, right now I don't think black is playing for
सीधा
a win.
बोल
But
देना कि मैग्नस है तो बेटर है भाई. इतना कॉम्प्लिकेट क्या
नहीं, ऐसे थोड़े ना होता भाई.
Pieces
अगर
है, ये
Magnus
है, वो
होता तो
है.
see, अगर वो Magnus होता तो rook takes b7 ना मारता हो. Like that's also like a pretty gutsy move, I would say, to play against Magnus. I mean, clearly he sees something.
Jospim
Why
still
didn't you
looking.
cover chess, clutch chess, and also why Chessbase India not covering US chess? I don't know about Chessbase India, why, but clutch chess, I'm not sure.
So-
I mean, we were doing GCL a bit earlier. I don't know if you were watching that, but clutch chess. Oh, by the way, G4 was a move. G4, G5.
Oh, it was better, yeah. He completely missed it. But okay, I think he's focused on the c pawn. He's like, how can I make that pawn's path easier? So, okay, still at least logical. And for the clutches thing, I think we wanted to stream it actually. We had planned to stream it, but we didn't know because उन्होंने schedule थोड़ा सा mystery था भाई काफी time तक. So we thought we'll stream it, but then for first day they changed the schedule. Yeah, they pushed it to 1:30 a.m. or something, start till like 5 a.m. or something. So then it became impossible. We didn't even have the cams.
भाई
पूरे दिन का
पीक
event
टाइम है
था.
तो, पीक वॉचिंग टाइम है तो.
हाँ भाई, आई थिंक तो बोलते हैं आई थिंक गोवा में वर्ल्ड कप ना, देन लेट्स नॉट डू इट एट द नॉर्मल टाइम. लेट्स स्टार्ट एट 2 a.m.
Exactly. Amazing, amazing,
है
amazing.
ना?
We'll do
So
recap.
that will be amazing actually. You know, रात को 1 बजे हम लोग अराइवल शूट कर रहे हैं, गुकेश आ रहा है.
By the way, after C7, after C7, Queen D7 only move for Magnus. If he plays anything else, he's dead lost.
Wow. So come back from Jospin, this exchange sacrifice working so far. And as much I would like to see with it, you know, in a Kambal at 2 a.m. trying to meditate, he will actually be sleeping in that case. उसका meditation लंबा चलेगा. But I think normal time बढ़िया है भाई.
By the way, C7, Magnus thinking for a long time here, and he makes a blunder. Queen A8, Queen B1. Wow.
Oh, wow.
Found. Wow.
भाई
This is insane.
Jospin, maybe
This is
it's a
impressive. This is very
superstition,
impressive.
yeah. Red face equal, I don't know क्या है, good moves, but
तो भाई छोड़ दो उसके चेहरे को, बेचारे को.
I'm genuinely concerned. I'm genuinely concerned. Like, if I saw a friend with red face, like I would think like either he's really sad about something, or he's not well. So I hope he's doing well. Baki 95 now is a very strong move because Rook D4. I'm guessing there is Knight C6.
But Knight E5, I have Rook A4, and then I have Rook A1 ideas. So would you go for that?
Ooh.
Jospin
Oh
now
wow.
having a minute and Magnus under a minute. So that's a very, very important point. If Jospin, I think, does not win this match, then the tilt will begin. That's my prediction. If he does, then this match could be very close, actually. This is, I think, the turning point.
45 seconds. Magnus का time पहली बार कम है, you know, as compared to Jospin. Let's say comparable at least. But Jospin is thinking, and he finds 95.
Insane. And now Knight D7 only move in the position. Knight C6 also works. Oh, that's a mistake. Rook A1 is now a big threat for Magnus.
Does he find it though?
Rook A1 only. By the way, Rook A1, you just have to be careful that Queen H1 is a potential checkmate, yeah? In the position. That's a blunder.
Ooh! Knight F7 is winning on the spot. Knight D7 also winning. For Jospin, Knight D7, बहुत सारी threats है position में.
With Knight D7, he has Rook A1, I think. I'm a bit confused by this move.
Ooh,
Knight D7
played.
goes for, okay. Is Rook A1 possible?
Come on. Rook A1, Queen E4 apparently is always the retort white has. Rook A1, Queen E4, just kind of unpinning that rook a little bit. Oof. Come on. 20 seconds. Ooh, Magnus takes on F4.
Knight F8, he's completely winning. Oh, Queen H7 check.
What? Mate!
Only move.
Oh, that's the Vidit mate he missed, Sahaj. That's the same Vidit mate he missed. मुझे याद आ रहा है. Vidit ने Queen H7 check देना था. He missed it against Vidit, yeah?
Oof, he missed it. And that's a checkmate. Wow. Jospin beats Magnus again. 4-2. The match is heating up.
Oh, and Jospin's face also lightened up, yeah? Now it's no longer red, so it was just the results. That's great to see, at least koi wo nahi hai. And now we can come back to normal chess and another Sicilian defense on the board. Bishop B5, Knight D7. Now what's Magnus Carlsen thinking, Sahaj? Because he must be feeling some of the pressure.
I'm not sure if there would be any pressure. I mean, he's still leading by 2 points. But yeah, I mean, he's not cruising like he usually does. So that definitely is a change of pace for Magnus. Let's see how he deals with this. I think he has to win 1 or 2 matches to start, feeling the rhythm. Because I think if you go into this, if you go into the bullet format with just a 2-point lead, it can be anyone's game. I think anything is possible in blitz and in bullet. I think it just depends on who is just faster. And I think Jospin is pretty fast, yeah?
Yeah. And Maya 30 saying, Martinez effect, ऐसे काम नहीं करता भाई. Basically, if you Google up, Magnus effect is literally a scientific term, Sahaj bhai. Do you know that?
Really?
Huh? it's a scientific term. You can Google the Magnus effect, and it's a genuine effect, like observed in science. So, but Marty, it has foundation in science. Like the laws of the universe dictate there is a Magnus effect, but there is
So
no Martinez effect.
what is that? What do you have? What type of effect do you have when you have 100K followers and you have a silver plaque on your background?
So Garibi effect, because you have Indian CPM. So
Nice,
you
I
could
like
have a
that.
plaque and you could be, सोच लो कि मैं दिहाड़ी कर लेता भाई, better है. तो that's होता है भाई. So A5 played, fixing a weakness on A6, and that's a great target for Magnus long term. If I win the A6 pawn, then A pawn दौड़ लगाएगा A8 तक.
Absolutely. Knight c4 could be a possibility. Bishop d3 also I like a lot, just to put some pressure on the a6 pawn, like you said. But knight c4, very solid by Magnus, keeping that advantage early on. Black goes knight g4, okay. Wow, Ravindra actually. I just realized we are 20 seconds delayed. I just realized.
Yeah. And also, definition of Magnus effect, Kinsho ne chat mein dali, and she's laughing. Yeah, Kinsho, you have no idea what the CPM is in India. Yeah, I mean, she has no idea. Like, I'm pretty sure like Levy and the creators in US have no idea how bad the CPM is. Like, I'm pretty sure they cannot. Like, they can see the numbers, but they can't fathom it.
By the way, f4 played and Jospem loses a full piece, and Magnus back in the game.
भाई ऐसे कैसे होता है? You defeat Magnus and next game you just get crushed somehow, yeah?
Because वो एक thrill आ जाता है, I think. You start to feel the rush and then suddenly things just completely collapse.
Akshay Kumar effect, yeah?
Yeah, for sure. Like I remember जब मैं like just speaking from my own experience, like when I had that great like that. I mean, I think my gaming as Hikaru was, I think, one of the bigger highlights for me. But उसके जो next वाला game था ना, I lost in like 20 moves. Just go check. मेरे से खेला नहीं जा रहा था उसके बाद, because it felt like हो गया and you're not able to digest everything. This could be, I think, one of those.
So फिरोजा का वो गेम था क्या वो?
फिरोजा के साथ तो नहीं, मतलब फिरोजा का तो ठीक था. That wasn't a proper game यार. Again, but फिरोजा just blundered. Like it wasn't like a proper game. With Hikaru,
भाई
it was a proper game, I
हमारे से
think.
क्यों नहीं ब्लंडर करता है फिरोजा यार? हमारा तो करता ही नहीं ब्लंडर, हमारे तो फेलता है यार.
It's just like Hikaru के साथ it was proper, I think. It was a very nice game, I think. But फिरोजा just blundered. तो वो 17 जाल में कहाँ गेम होता है?
लाइव देखा था हिकारू वाला. अरे भाई साहब, अब सिर्फ मैग्नस बचा है हराने के लिए.
Yep,
ओ भाई
21
मैग्नस
moves.
नाम लिया और बंदा जीत गया भाई.
Absolute 21 moves. I think it makes sense. Yeah. By the way, 7 minutes remaining in the 5+1 section, and then we'll move to the 3+1 section where the games are going to be way faster. And by बहुत मजा आएगा वहाँ पे. अभी के लिए we have 3-point difference between these two players. He goes for the Sicilian defense. Lots of different options. He goes knight c6. I think he's favorite. Yeah, knight c6 overall. He's gonna go for, I think, Sveshnikov, which he played against Fabi, if I remember correctly. Yep, there we go. Sveshnikov on the board.
So I have a question for you, Sahaj, and chat you as well. Okay, let's say you're playing online chess, which we all have done at some point, right?
Played you. I knew it. I predicted this. I said, I literally put it. I chat. If you saw me, I was making an arrow on you because I know this. This is like some new theory that is being developed actually. And G4 is actually a very difficult move to sort of face over the board. And I've been waiting for a moment to actually play it over the board. But let's see, he goes for it.
Magnus को पता था, लेकिन of course you knew, yeah? He played bishop e7 in a second.
Of course, I mean Magnus को सब पता होगा यार, but of course that's without a doubt. But मेरा match Magnus से थोड़ी ना होगा. तो but still I'm saving this for a good day.
2 हफ्ते पहले थ्योरी आई होगी शायद, मैग्नस थोड़ा बिजी रहा होगा because he became a father. तो मैंने कहा शायद थ्योरी ना देखी हो, but clearly he has. And queen f3, queen side castle, I'm guessing.
Yeah, queen side castle and you go h4 g5 and you just attack on the king side. The thing is, this knight on b5 is a great defender. कभी a6 b5 आएगा तो knight c3 पे बैठ सकता है, knight e4 पे आ सकता है, bishop d3 पे आ सकता है, and then all of these pieces sort of join together and attack on the king side. So difficult position, I think, to save as black if you don't know what you're doing.
And talking about not knowing what I'm doing, Kingshaw, like, does Sahaj flex ऐसे कभी-कभी whenever you meet him, like, about defeating Firuza? Because stream पे he's being very कैसे humble. Oh, Firuza, he just made a mistake. Firuza गलती कर गया. Does he flex like defeating Firuza? Yes or no? Just a one word answer, yes or no.
You see, I have flexed with Firouzja before because I उसको मैंने classical में हराया था एक बार, but that was a proper game.
But
But
that
ये
was
तो
not the top Firuza, na? Like we talk
yeah,
about
true.
top Firuza. ऐसे तो मैंने Prag को हराया भाई. That is not the same flex. Like defeating Firuza now
भाई
is insane.
2400 था उस टाइम पे वो यार
But still,
वो
2400 is different than 2800, 2700, no?
भाई
Like
दो महीने के अंदर वो 2600 हो गया था. Like, so but okay, he goes h3. I think now he's planning to play g5 because the g4 square is kind of left defended. Discord पे flex करते exactly. Discord पे मैंने flex किया था भाई. Absolutely. Discord पे तो of course.
Sahaj के Discord पे, you know, when you join, I choose a team. Team Firuza, Team Sahaj. जो भी Firuza करता है उसको सीधा kick.
Wow, they are exposing me in
Oh,
the chat here.
ads आ गए सही टाइम पे Sahaj भाई. So मुझे इंटरनेट बचा रहा है,
No,
आपको
no, no,
ads
no, no,
बचा
no.
रहे हैं.
In
Wow.
what they mean is in the screenshot that I sent on Discord, there were ads.
Okay, okay, okay,
Like
okay.
in the game, like there were ads over there.
Okay.
That's what she means by that. But yeah.
Got it, got it.
H6 played, by the way. Now Magnus can say goodbye to his short castling opportunities because there's H4 G5, which looks super scary. So he cannot castle on the king side. He cannot castle on the queen side, I'm assuming, because that just looks super risky. Because you have this bishop, this other bishop also. Both of them are looking on the queen side. So where is he going to castle?
Nowhere, I think. I think his king is pretty safe in the center for now. And my next question to you, Sahaj, is I think we can see Magnus relaxed in his chair, and we see Jocelyn sitting up straight. So, chat question to you and Sahaj bhai to you. Keep, do you think our posture changes the playing strength? So, if you're playing online chess and I'm relaxed like Magnus or I'm sitting up straight, do you think your strength changes marginally?
I don't think so because I think it doesn't really affect your like how you play online chess, right? It's just about how I mean it's about being consistent. I mean he has played. I mean, Magnus is way more experienced, so you कहीं से भी कैसे भी बैठ के वो he can play 2800 level chess. It's about consistency, I think, for him. So
So
I don't
हमारे
know.
पेरेंट्स हमारे बचपन में
What do you
फिरकी
think?
लेते थे क्या? सीधा बैठ के पढ़ वो फिरकी
अरे
लेते थे क्या?
same भाई. We had the same experience there. तो
Nice,
घूम
nice, nice.
बहुत रहा है कम कम घुमा कर फोकस
हाँ,
ऑन द बोर्ड तो बोर्ड पे बैठ के फोकस करो.
nice. Yes, a bit, I guess. Yeah, I also think like 5%, 2% शायद फर्क पड़ता होगा. Maybe not for Magnus. I mean, he's used to it. And now, by the way, B5 is the only move. I mean, the most obvious move, I'm guessing. You
Yeah.
want to create an attack.
So, sir, please explain pawn to g4 from your perspective. As you said, it's a new trend of openings as well from a defensive mechanism. So the idea is, I think, what you're seeing that white has done in the follow-up, playing the bishop on d3, pushing the pawn to h3, developing the bishop, long castling. This is the general plan of g4. And what g4 does is it makes sure that black is going to think twice before they castle on the short side. And if they cannot castle, then the rooks cannot connect. Their development will not be complete. So that's basically the whole idea why you play g4 here. But it's a new variation. I don't think many games have been played here. I think the first time I spotted this move was, I think it was Dole Open, the one I think it was in France. That's where I saw someone playing this against some 2600 player. And that's where I saw the move first. And then I started to analyze it myself and it looked really interesting.
Okay, so Magnus has now taken a proper posture. So maybe we'll figure out whether the posture has an impact on your actual strength. By the way, Jocelyn एक
strength
कुर्सी
ही है.
टेढ़ी नहीं है.
हाँ, थोड़ी सी actually.
No? Why is the chair tilted? That's not possible, no?
Maybe the camera angle is like this. I don't know.
No, but Jocelyn is straight almost. Like the chair is kind of okay. Weird stuff happening, chat. I don't know. Laws of physics being broken in front of you. Meanwhile, Bishop C1 played. Kind of a defensive
B4
move, I
and
must
Queen
say.
B7 is interesting. Just to B4 because you want to loosen White's grip on this pawn on D5, and secondly you want to play Queen B7 to attack this pawn. And played. That's a mistake.
What?
Wait, free pawn. That's a free pawn, right?
I think he's thinking knight d6 check.
But उससे हो क्या रहा है? Queen D6?
Queen d6. I think there's Bishop E4, right? And you kind of get the knight back.
I was hoping for some knight C3 tactics, but somehow it's not working. But knight d6, bishop d6, queen c5, bishop c6 है ना मेरे पास. Maybe I can play it out. Knight d6, bishop d6, queen d5, bishop c6. No, you're losing a rook. Or an exchange. Well, I think that's a blunder by Jospin.
Wow. And he has 1 minute on the clock, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, the timer for the 5+1 is just about to finish. So this will be the last game that they play with the 5+1 time control. And iske baad, I think there might be a break. I'm not sure about that, but they will be playing 3+1 after this. So games will
Yeah.
get super interesting, chat. Let's go.
Magnus changed his posture, indeed. Who will win a SCC match between Divya and Harshit? Yeah, I think we'll get to see Divya in action at the World Cup. I think she's also playing the European Club Cup, जहाँ तक मुझे idea है. And I think if 2025 is a certain player's year, I mean, Divya is a strong contender, right, Sahaj?
Divya versus I have played Harshit in Blitz and he's decent. He's quite decent actually. Actually, like
Yeah, I saw those crazy
after
games, Sahaj. But I think chat
after
not
that.
to.
No, he
Achha,
was
after
he
that,
was
yeah?
he actually visited Budapest and he was here and we played like at midnight. We were playing like some 35 games, something like this, and it was quite nice. I think I'm not sure how Divya is in with faster time control, but I think Harshit is around 2500 is what I would say. Like maybe slightly higher. So
But I mean,
I'm gonna go with Harshit here. I don't know.
yeah, but I think I've seen you and Harshit battle, right? I think, chat, after Chennai game, you'd expect the players to hang out, the commentators to hang out and chill. But Harshit and Sahaj used to sleep at 10 p.m., wake up early, go for a run, पूजा करते थे, फिर बैठ के बुलेट और ब्लिट्स खेलते थे भाई. मतलब they're so
Exactly,
dedicated,
bhai. This is
during
how chess
events.
players hang out. You
हाँ,
just play Blitz.
and then they used to play Blitz, I think, with full concentration, with a cup of coffee. And yeah, matlab, it was amazing to watch, two GMs battle it out. So crazy chess. It would have hard to choose, to be honest, though.
I would choose Harshit. I don't know because I've seen. I think he's stronger in.
Wait, what?
Knight c3 is crazy.
Knight c3 is just over apparently. It's Queen a2 mate ka threat.
Oof. That is too good. e4 incoming. Even the rook is hanging. You can just take the rook.
Bhai, ba3 मार दो ना, बस खत्म. And then I don't know how you attack the a3 pawn again. Oh. Wow. Sahaj भाई, क्या
Sorry
चल
about
रहा है
that.
भाई?
Sorry, bhai. My Alexa just started speaking.
भाई, even she's in shock. ये चल क्या रहा है भाई? जॉस्टिन के
Crazy.
ग्लास खत्म नहीं हो रहा है तो जूस का वो भाई. 6-2. Magnus suddenly getting into form now.
Wow. And 4 point difference going into 3+1. I'm not so sure if this means something much, but okay, 4 points is still something you can recover from, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, you can recover, but I think 3+1 seconds, see him shaking his head. But
Like
I
that's
think
that's
Sahaj,
title Tuesday time control, and I would say that Jospin is the strongest in that time control, given that he has won title Tuesdays so many times.
Magnus has won more than him, Sahaj. So technically, he's even
Of course,
stronger.
I'm not debating
So,
that.
so it's like, I mean, yeah, I mean, I think he has the best chances 3+1. I think I agree with you there. But does he have a chance to cover up a 4 point lead? Like, just to imagine Jospin winning the 3+1 section is so hard against Magnus. To cover up a 4 point lead is almost impossible. And it has to happen at least to some extent in this format. 1+1 may, I think Magnus will suddenly turn on the heat, and we've seen how tough he is, yeah, when the time pressure stage enters. So I think Magnus को अगर हराना है तो इस stage में हराना पड़ेगा.
I feel that 5+1 में I think maybe Magnus is the stronger player because okay, class जितना ज़्यादा time होगा I think उतना ज़्यादा strong Magnus बन जाएगा. I think 3+1 is a nice mix where it's not bullet. And I think this is where Jospin has a lot of experience as well because he plays every single title Tuesday and he has won some of them as well. So I think यहाँ पे I think this is where he can strike the hardest for me at least. Because 1+1 का आपको wait नहीं करना चाहिए because वहाँ पे अगर difference ज़्यादा हो गया like if there's a difference of let's say 5 points, 6 points, then it's very hard to bounce back from that.
Yeah. Ooh, अच्छा. By the way, Magnus Carlsen, I think reel देख रहे हैं, क्या कर रहे हैं? There's a short break chat. And I think हम भी एक 3-4 मिनट की ब्रेक लेके वापस आते हैं on the other side. See you soon.
Another pep talk? Nah, you're past that. High fades, but good energy. That stays. Workout, workday, whatever. We're here for it all damn day. It's never just one thing. Be ready for everything. Mind sharp, focus locked. Don't just move forward. We've got good energy. Neuro Gum and Mints.
Can you handle it? Where grandmasters don't just move pieces, they cast spells.
Oh boy, didn't see that one coming.
Victory doesn't come easy.
Wait, queen time?
Oh shoot, I just lost the piece.
Yeah, but I got no mana.
This isn't your classic chessboard.
The thing about the imposter is that if you swap it like
It's not just a game, it's a battleground of minds.
Let's have some fun, you know? Let's have some fun.
When the greatest minds meet magic, anything can happen. On chess, cast that spell, play for free.
Whether it's sunglasses outside, blue light glasses inside, or night driving lenses in the dark, Zenni has affordable eyewear for everyone at Zenni.com.
So you have these two flags, one is green, one is red. So we're going to ask you like certain practices people could do, and would that make them a good chess player or a bad chess player? Playing bullet chess at 2 a.m.
It's a red flag that I like.
Chanting the name of Magnus 3 times a day. Playing the London system. Why do you think that division is there?
I think if you know what you're doing, you're good. But if you're randomly playing it, it's not good.
Meditating before a chess game. Solving puzzle rush. Consistently falling in time pressure.
Red flag.
Being a good dancer.
Green flag.
So there is some connection with it. Is a great dancer. Do you know any good dancers in the chess ecosystem?
I haven't seen many people there.
Waking up daily at 1 p.m, which is true for night owls.
Red flag because I've tried it and I think you just end up being tired.
Drinking water during a chess game.
Green flag.
So being superstitious.
I think having your faith is good, but too much of superstition not good.
Analyzing your own games. Sleeping during a chess game.
Sleeping.
During a chess game.
Okay, don't sleep, but it's fine. You know, I actually slept during a game when I was around 7. So I had a lot of fever, huge medication. So I slept and I had a winning position. And my opponent woke me up. It was so nice.
And did you win or lose?
I won. I think she regretted waking
you
me
want
up.
to name that opponent?
I think, yeah, I still remember. I think it was Aditi Mohan.
Did you win the tournament?
I won the tournament.
Wow.
It was my first national. Yeah, Pondicherry.
So clearly a green flag, yeah?
Sleeping, always a green flag.
Playing video games.
Not regularly. I think if it's once in a while, then sure.
Dating a chess player. Dating a chess player.
Look! What is this? Look!
That came up too quickly, I feel somehow, eh? Listening to Chesscom India commentary.
What?
Apologizing to your chess pieces. And apologizing to the chess clock. Nice. Thank you, David.
I'm a green flag. Look.
Yeah. You've seen the video.
I am the one who is in the video. Like 100 people sent it to me. People made fun of me. My younger cousin, I went to see her and then she's like, Didi, आप chess clock को apologize कर रहे थे?
fam, F-A-M.
Hungry.
It's actually your closest friends and family. So family is a short for family.
I'm fam. I need to stop somewhere and eat.
We'll be kind of asking you some, meaning of Gen Z slangs. If you would like to kind of try to make a sentence out of those. I personally Googled some of them for this, so it's kind of fun. And sir, the first one would be, sir, yapping. Y-A-P-P-I-N-G. If you know the meaning of it, sir.
Y-A-P-P?
I-N-G.
But this is not even new slang. I mean, yapping is just talking pointlessly, right? They were just yapping around. I mean.
The next one is salty.
I mean, someone who's a bit provocative.
Very close, sir. Like somebody who's a bit
sarcastic,
annoyed,
something like that, yeah.
The next one is W, just the letter W.
I have no idea what that means. Two of you, double.
So it means like a big win, yeah? So a big W. So.
Is it a romantic? It's not a romantic thing, I hope. I love W, twice as much.
So it's like a big win, yeah? So let's say, Mukesh wins the World Championship, like it's a big W, a big win for him, something like that.
Well, W is, I just learnt OP, so now W I have to learn.
The next one is cap, C-A-P, cap.
C-A-P?
Yes.
Cap is the new crown.
So cap would mean something which is a lie or something which is fake.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't invent this. This is the new generation. So and so similarly would be no cap.
Honest.
Yes. Correct. And so next would be
Slay!
S-L-A-Y.
S-L-A-Y. I mean, demolish it, kill it, ace it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we do something amazingly well. This is, I think, this you would definitely know. Next would be drip.
Ah, yeah, drip is something cool, yeah?
Yeah. And so ghosting.
Trying to be mysteriously inaccessible.
So if you had to use it in a sentence, how would you use it?
I don't know. We used to speak a lot and then the guy is ghosting me.
Correct, sir. Absolutely. So next would be sus, S-U-S.
Suspect?
Yes, correct.
It is, wow.
Next would be, yeah, it is like suspicious or, like
suspect,
like that.
suspicious. Okay, cool.
Next would be some mid, M-I-D.
Incomplete, halfway there.
Yeah, kind of. So it's like average, mediocre, something like that.
Okay,
so
incomplete, I think that is close.
Next would be some fam, F-A-M.
Hungry.
It's actually your closest friends and family. So family is a short for family.
I thought it's for famished. Okay, good. I'm fam. I need to stop somewhere and eat. Okay. They will discover it. The next gen will discover the correct location.
And so the final one, glow up.
Something goes disastrously wrong.
Actually, it's like a big improvement in appearance or style over time. So, for example, like you can ask somebody like, did you have a glow up or not? And then they show like, this is trend where they show somebody a picture of their childhood and then the person appears and then they kind of say whether it's a glow up or not, something like that. Thank you, sir, for that. I think that was amazing. वेलकम बैक चैट। एक छोटी सी ब्रेक के बाद हम आ चुके हैं भाई। किटकैट तो नहीं खाया साज भाई, बट लेकिन कम से कम भाई अपने दिल साथ लेके आए हैं भाई। क्या डायलॉग था समझ नहीं आया मुझे, बट वी आर बैक एंड मैग्नस कार्लसन 6-2 से लीड कर रहे हैं साज। एक हेड शेक किया अभी जॉस्पम ने वहां पे, तो क्लियरली उतने खतरनाक मूड में नहीं है। क्या आपको लग रहा है वो कमबैक कर सकते हैं?
I think अगर comeback होगा तो probably in the 3+1, that's what I feel. और या तो 3+1 में थोड़ा you can balance it out a bit more, like 4 point का difference है between these two players, and I think if you can maybe lower it to 2 or 1, then I think you have a very good chance of making it in the 1+1 section. I think apart from the head shake, I think probably 2 games he has lost with the white pieces in under like 25 moves or something like that. So maybe that's where the head check is coming from, because you don't expect that from someone like Jospam. By the way, going into it again, knight f3, d3, d4 played by Magnus here. It's called Benoni defense for some reason. Acha, it's reverse Benoni. Maybe that's why. अच्छा,
also c4
basically.
very interesting, and I think d5 के बाद फिर से isolated pawn मिल सकता है जोस्पम को, which I don't think was his intention maybe at the start. And 95
He's liking this 95 move. Yeah, he also played it in game one,
Hmm.
if I remember correctly. Some strategy. I think he's just trying to simplify the position and go into the end game because वहाँ पर he has, much more experience and I think he's the stronger player there. So I think that's the strategy to try and simplify and not go into some kind of tactical position जहाँ पे कुछ, you can miss some combination or something like that. That's what I'm getting from it. A6 played by Jospem and now Bishop takes C6. By the way, the only move for Magnus to keep any advantage and played.
Yep, आइसलेट पहुंच चुका है. I really love Magnus's position. Bishop B2 पे आएगा, controlling that D4 square. Knight पे attack आएगा, king side damage structure कर सकते हैं. The knight, once the knight on D1 has entered the game, I think black is just slightly worse. Rook C1 पे भी आएगा. The queen is also misplaced. So Jospem को कुछ जल्दी से बोलते हैं ना, आजादी चाहिए अपने पीसेस के लिए. अगर वो D4 खेल पाए तो मजा आ जाए. बट फिलहाल के लिए थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट लग रहा है.
Exactly. If he plays d4 now, then you capture everything and you capture the queen on c6 as well, and black will get these two isolated pawns. And I think Magnus will, of course, play that on for a very very long time. So a nice move there. Jospem has to go queen b6, and after bishop f6, just remember you have queen takes f6 because the bishop is not hanging here because you're also capturing the rook on a1. So it's a very important point. Let's see if he's able to find it. By the way, half a minute difference already between Magnus and Jospem. That's not a good sign. Yeah, that's not a good sign for Jospem.
And let's not forget, it's not 5+1 anymore. It's 3+1. So time pressure और जल्दी आएगा इस in games में. So Jospem का, I'm a bit worried for him right now. Knight D2, great move by Magnus, developing the final piece. And सावे जूस खत्म नहीं हो रहा है यार. मेरे को उनको देख के जूस पीने का मन कर रहा है literally.
I think position देख के भी it feels like you need a lot of energy to sort of survive this because this IQP is gonna remain for a very long time. And Magnus के साथ also this is a very very annoying thing to face. So let's see how he plays here. By the way, कोई पूछ रहा है, what are your thoughts about India losing checkmate event 5-0? I think it was a bit surprising. A bit surprising because I think Gukesh was completely winning. I think at some point Arjun was also completely winning. And yeah, I think those games not going our way was a bit surprising, but it happens. सबके पास white थे तो
Also,
it's
I think they were
understandable.
favorites now because they had 5 on, as you mentioned, all the 5 boards. So I think they were the favorites to win. They also had more experienced players. Hometown था, बेचारे Indian players India से US गए थे, time jet lag, wet lag also plays a 5% role there. So I think US was supposed to win. I think on paper like 3-2 would have been pretty fair.
Yeah.
But of course 5-0 was a bit of a surprise, I think.
For sure. And I think Gukesh ka it hurt the most because he had I remember it was some bishop endgame that he had and it was a dead winning position. But I think a time scramble mein he just messed it up and that game ended in a draw and then the next game he lost in like some in the bullet match. So I think it was still
and even that was a draw,
good
yeah.
fight,
I think he blood mating one or something. So it's just
it was a dead drawn position. Hikaru was pushing kind of, but yeah, it should be a draw. But bullet mein to there is no such thing as a dead draw, because you're playing for time.
Yeah. इतनी लेट नाइट स्ट्रीम, अरे सिर्फ आपके लिए उत्कर्ष भाई, तो जल्दी से एक बार लाइक कर दो. लेट्स गेट टू 100 लाइक्स इफ पॉसिबल. चैट जल्दी से, कितने लाइक्स है भाई? दिख भी नहीं रहा. यूट्यूब ने हटा दिया क्या लाइक का काउंटर? आई कांट इवन सी इट राइट नाउ फॉर सम रीजन. बट लाइक करो, चैट लाइक करो.
76 right now. 100 people watching though, so let's get that likes counter to 100 at least. By the way, he goes h4. Again, that d5 pawn is the culprit in this position. He's trying to advance on the king side as much as possible. And then this d5 pawn, somewhere this is going to get taken here.
Very interesting. YouTube ने काफी changes करे हैं. Oh, by the way, we can see horizontal and vertical, Samay bhai. I think we have that option now. So वो interesting है. We should talk about that. कि क्या है वो scene? Can we do something there? But meanwhile, Saj bhai, I can see कि white is gaining space gradually, and I'm an Elon Musk fan, but I don't think Jose Martinez right now. कितना space gain करेंगे Magnus? There is no entry point for the black rook on the c file, but I have the open h file. Looks equal, but
वहाँ
if
पे
I
भी
choose a
entry
color,
points थोड़े ना आपके पास.
हाँ,
you
but
don't
at
have
least I can. Yeah, but I can still at least tease you a bit. Yeah, rook h7, थोड़ा pressure,
तो rook
थोड़ा
h7
घुमा
से हो
फिरा.
क्या रहा है? I will play rook c1 then. Because the rook is not doing much here. And then rook a1 can be a bit dangerous. I think neither side can really improve here. This is probably going to fizzle out into a draw because the knights are no longer present on the board. Knights होते तो Magnus के पास काफी अच्छा chance था यहाँ पे.
Let's see क्या मार्टिनेज को ड्रॉ मिलेगा, बट जॉस्पम actually needs a win somehow. अगर वो b4 rook c3 कर पाए किसी तरीके से, and if he can chop off that b3 pawn, maybe there is hope for him. He needs to do something right about now in this game. Magnus time dropping. Oh, for the first time, Magnus behind the clock.
Yup, that's a big difference. 15 seconds. Black can play b4 perhaps to get rook c3 check in, but I think Magnus is kind of hoping that he's going to go for the b3 pawn and Magnus will go for the d5 pawn and somehow he can try and trick him there. I think that's where the game is headed. Yeah, king d4 and rook c3. Yeah, see, he's allowing it. Rook
Yeah.
takes b3 and now rook a6 check. King moves away. Now you cannot take the pawn on d5 though because he's losing the e3 pawn. So he goes rook b6, keeping that pressure, waiting for black to move his rook. Let's say if the rook goes to b1, then you can take on d5. But Jospem does not allow this. He goes king f8. He's gonna keep his rook on b3 for as long as he can.
Yeah, draw looking very likely in this game, actually. I think both players have played extremely well. No crazy blunders from either side. 2 pawns each, I think. But Magnus can drag this game for long if he wants to. Yeah, he can just say, okay, no hurry.
You just draw this. Yeah, this is just a repetition. Oh wait, they are not doing a draw anymore.
Yeah, Magnus is playing on. I mean, he's no pressure to draw this, right? I mean, he can play for a long while. He has the lead.
Yeah, probably because he has the lead. Yeah, जितना गेम लंबा चलेगा उतना फायदा हो रहा है मैग्नस को.
Exactly. Hikaru does this, by the way, chat. If you remember, Hikaru, even when he's lost in the SEC matches, he would sometimes just, allow his clock to run down, right? All the way to 0 because he knows he's in the lead and he wants to maintain that lead. So, yeah, that's a draw. And the lead is still 4 points, Sahaj. Chances for Jospin going down with each game.
Ooh, interesting. Perk defense on the board. Magnus getting... Magnus is now starting to get a little confident here, yeah?
Yeah,
nice,
yeah.
nice. Love it.
Oh, यहाँ पे already d5 के बाद white has an edge apparently, but again, do you wanna enter such a complicated line? No, says Jospin, and just takes on e5. Don't like that move at all, Sahaj.
Why d takes c5 here? I mean, that's a weird move, I think, from Jospem here for sure. And now d5. Wow, played by Magnus and bishop c5 incoming. You've got this so many active pieces on the board, and white ke sare pieces, it feels like they are just at home right now. Magnus already in a much better position. Crazy.
कैसे हो सकता है साहज? This is not possible. I think just ऐसे में लगता है Magnus somehow उसकी आंखें खुली भी है. Can we have that camera angle of Magnus on left and players on the left and right, ताकि we can get a deeper look into, I don't know if Magnus is his eyes are barely open, Sahaj. I mean, it's insane how he manages to do this every time.
He's just chilling right now. Kinshaw, I completely agree with that. But yeah, we're in the end game. Black has these two very powerful knights. He castles on the long side. White goes knight d2. How do we take advantage of this development? I see bishop b5 was a very strong move here.
Magnus. Ooh, knight coming in.
Okay, knight e2 check, not possible. Maybe he has c5 as a potential threat to kick the knight and then maybe have knight e2 check. That looks like a decent plan. Or knight f3 perhaps? Knight f3 would allow just takes, and then you have knight e2 and I will just take your bishop and I can play on the double bishop advantage. That looks interesting. Jocelyn again, half a minute down, yeah? It's again half a minute down.
By more than half a minute. And आंखें खुली हो या हो बंद कह रहे हैं रविंद्रा जी. बिल्कुल सही कहा. I think that will fit this if copyrights were not a thing. And b4, this feels like an overly ambitious move, Sahaj. I mean, I don't know if this is in the spirit of the position.
I'm not sure if Magnus is, if Jocelyn is a bit exhausted at this point. b4 is a strange move.
What's the idea even? To prevent bishop c5? What's the idea of b4?
That's it. You stop bishop c5. But also you're weakening the c3 pawn, and also black has this option of taking the bishop on c1. And once you take this, then black can drag this on for a long time because you are playing just simply for the double bishop advantage, and that's it. And pawns are on both sides of the board, so the bishop pair is going to be more favorable here.
Ooh, and now when the bishop enters, chat, imagine the bishop on f8 after g6 sitting on that excellent diagonal, even on h6 maybe, yeah, threatening some discover attacks. So, and even on d6, like it's a dream bishop. Yeah? Wherever you put it, it's a great piece.
And he goes rook e1. That's a mistake because knight d5. Now this weak pawn on c3 is suddenly in deep, deep, deep trouble.
Backward pawns are a big problem, cannot be defended by any other pawns, and black would love to push that b4 pawn back to b2, but you cannot do so. And now you see why b4 was such a mistake. And Saj, ये तीनों पीस देखो, bishop on d7, bishop on d6, knight on d5, पूरी एक ट्रेन बना दी है उन्होंने, and they just look beautiful.
And the pawn on c3 is just hanging. Yeah, there is no way to defend this. Like you can play, okay, knight c5, just take the pawn on c3. It's a free one. Maybe bishop c5 first because you don't want to go into opposite colored bishops. And now just another pawn on c5, which is sort of isolated, and this can be taken very, very soon here.
कोई अगर finally juice खत्म नहीं, juice है और है उनके पास. I think he has like a separate bottle there. वो बार-बार glass भर रहे हैं. And now rook takes c8, Sahaj, bishop takes c8. I mean, okay, white avoids the trade, but I'm not really sure if it helps white, unfortunately.
Why rook e4? Game over. Because you cannot move the knight because of knight e2 check. And we see
okay,
a head shake.
I'll play h3 and I'll take on c3, but of course you are a pawn down. Yeah, in a bishop rook endgame, it's over.
By the way, we just saw Jospin was also very unhappy with how this game went for him. Oh, by the way, some hope because now he has to go knight d2 check and take this bishop on b3. And the pawns are now connected. So that means he's one step closer to equality here. But okay, the game is still far from over.
Yeah. Saj bhai, perk defense kya hota hai? I mean, I thought it was the chocolate, Saj bhai. What's perk defense?
E4 d6 bhai. वो PERK hota hai na वो तो. Perk defense is E4 d6 bhai. इसको perk defense बोलते हैं. PIRC.
Ooh, c6. Wait, why can't we play c6 here?
And the bishop, where is it going? Maybe to e8?
And then b5 just kind of stop this queenside nonsense advancement for black. Isn't it just kind of a good bind to have?
है ना लेकिन थोड़ा risky लग रहा है because ये pawns दोनों white square पे हैं तो bishop easily attack कर पाएगा.
But I mean, we're anyway lost, yeah? I mean, we're a pawn down, so might as well at least try.
Yeah, that's a good point. But I think this bishop f7, I'm just saying bishop, whenever it reaches c4, it's going to be a problem for these 2 pawns. 23 seconds for Magnus. That's a big sign of worry for me.
भाई c4 पे नहीं आने देंगे उसको भाई. गफूर भाई को कॉल लगाएंगे हम. Okay, king d8 played. Now I think f4. I would have been the king to e3, I think.
King to e3, but I'll play rook e4. I'll not give you that. Ooh, that's a beautiful move.
Oh, wow.
Split second. Crazy.
भाई कैसे खेल लेता है Magnus यार? How did he find a5 in 2 seconds?
Insane.
At least you'll try to calculate it, right, Saj? You'll see some ideas. Okay, this is working out. Like he just played in by intuition.
His hand just makes the right moves. There's no other way to explain it.
तो हाथ है उसका strong मतलब है. उसका हाथ चाहिए हमें, दिमाग नहीं. ये कह रहे हो आप?
B5 and king b6 incoming.
Oh, प्यादा भी गया.
Yeah, मैं बोल रहा था. This is why I didn't like the pawn on c6 because in the future, like this can become a huge problem to deal with.
Chat, by the way, जितने भी लोग अभी 100 लोग देख रहे हैं, 120, एक बार सब के सब लोग भाई कहाँ से आप हैं एक बार चैट में लिख दीजिए. वुड लव टू सी कहाँ से लोग ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं. By the way, king c6 played 13 सेकंड 11. Jospin about to lose, and Sahaj, that's gonna be a 5-point lead.
Yeah, that's a lot of points. But okay, the game is not over. Okay, f3 pawn under attack. 7 seconds for both players. It can go either way, but Magnus is technically winning. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Come on, play fast. Rook c3. Oh, that's over now. Because now you can just bring the king, b3, b2, and you can just push the pawn, and that is just GG.
Chess is hard. Chess is
second. Hard. Wait, that's a blunder.
Wait, what?
मैं बोल रहा था आपको.
He's gonna queen at the Mukesh blunder, yeah?
Yeah, he queened at the exact same time.
Wow.
Oh,
okay,
wow.
But can somebody win this still?
Can you imagine he found queen h6 check with like 3 seconds on his clock? Like that is so sharp.
Why Magnus alag? I think he might just win this one also still.
Yeah.
I would not
one
be
wrong
shocked.
Check.
Like,
queen g1 check, for example, queen g5 is there, and now queen f5. Now the queen is back.
Oh, he's
and
gonna
he
win
just
this
pushed
one.
the pawn.
He's gonna win this.
The theory here is that the king should be on the opposite side. So pawn यहाँ पे promote हो रहा है, तो king should be on b8 and a8. Because that's where the queen cannot cross check you essentially. आपका king को check दे रहे हो, queen वापस check नहीं दे सकती आपको. That's why the king should
Yeah,
be
he
as far
lost.
away
The
as
queen
possible.
e8 check was apparently lost there.
Really?
By the way, chat Canada, Solapur, Bangalore, India, भाई चक दे इंडिया के फैंस, कोलकाता, लंदन, टिकू भाई के घर के बगल से खाली है वो फ्लैट भाई, भूत हो क्या आप? हैदराबाद, बहुत जगह से लोग आ रहे हैं यार.
By the way, the game's still going on. 2 seconds, right? 2 seconds for both players. What do you think is going to happen? Quick predictions,
भाई
Sahil bhai.
जीतेगा मैग्नस भाई, जीतेगा भाई. He's gonna
You
win.
think so?
Yeah.
It's
He's
hard.
not
It's
able
hard
to
to
find
avoid
the
all of
win
these
just
checks. And also, let's not
yet.
forget, chess.com is going to claim that draw for you.
Yeah, true.
Oh,
Queen e6 was winning. Queen e6 was winning.
Okay, queen b1, king a3 now maybe. King b4, king b2. Okay, he wants to give queen c3 check. I see it.
हाँ, वो अलाउ नहीं कर रहा है.
And queen b5.
B5,
Queen b5 was there.
winning.
Queen b5 was right there.
Queen c5, yes, it's over. It's over.
Oh,
It's over.
yes.
Yeah,
Clever.
yeah.
Very
Check, counter
clever.
check, and it's mate. Queen c6. Let's go. Magnus Carlsen. Jospim is now half smiling, half sad. Magnus Carlsen is smiling. He won that queen endgame. He spoilt it, but he struck back yet again. And Saj, it's 7.5, 2.5 score. Magnus is taking it over.
Absolutely. Look at that smile on Magnus's face. I mean, you know he's proud of himself for winning this match. Yeah, because यहाँ पर when it's so simple, like when it's a theoretical endgame, then it's I think it feels just much better to win that.
Yeah, for sure. And now I think Jospim is thinking, you know what? This was a 45 minutes, 60 minute section, right? So we are almost halfway through. You have to start getting wins now. You cannot allow Magnus to extend his lead further or even just kind of maintain that lead. So he needs to strike. Raj, what's the lead which is insurmountable? Like once you cross that lead, it's just over.
10, I think.
Don't say 5 points.
No, 5, I think you could still make a comeback, but I think the last match would have hurt him a lot because that's like a blow to your mind right there, because it was a draw and Magnus found that crazy queen h6 check, and in queen pawn versus queen he defeated you. That too in a time scramble. So it was very, very impressive by Magnus.
Yeah. And c5, I think a great idea just to kind of gain space. Queen set with pawn at once. You don't want to take on d5 and spoil your structure. I don't know why Magnus is even thinking. Yeah, played c5 played. Attacking the bishop now, has to move. Oof.
Bishop a6, and now apparently knight a2 is a very strong move here, which I'm guessing you want to play knight b4 and just put pressure on these 2 points. And he goes g4. Wait, what?
Hello?
Freestyle, let's go.
Hi, g4 क्या है भाई?
Freestyle, भाई. h4, h5, let's go. Let's go for the attack.
So
He also wants to stop knight f5, I guess.
Why g4? He wants to stop knight f5.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's the point.
Very, very like unorthodox, like very weird somehow.
And now he knows he won. He has a 5-point lead and he can start experimenting with stuff, yeah?
Damn. It's like Levy, yeah? मतलब once he knows कि भाई, बड़ा event चल रहा है, million views video आ रहे हैं, तो I'm just gonna title my video, no, with 10 exclamation marks. He knows. चलेगा, वो भी चलेगा भाई अभी. Okay, queen f5, attack.
Oh, we have bishop h6 incoming. That attack looks a bit dangerous to me.
Jospim.
He's definitely not happy here.
He needs counterplay. I just don't. You can take the a3 pawn, but Magnus will give that away for free, yeah? Diwali gift.
I think your queen is also getting trapped after queen a3 rook a1, I think. I'm not sure. He goes bishop d6, sort of tying down both of these knights over here. Maybe you have some knight e5 ideas in the future, or maybe h4, h5 finally happening on the board as well. h4, let's go.
By the way,
can't play a move like g4 and not follow it up with h4, right?
Yeah. Roll number 5604 कह रहे हैं, bro just wanted to make room for the bishop. That is a good point, but I think he had at the end put it on d6. That's also a very comfortable square. a4 also defending that pawn, and queen on a6 is saying, भाई मेरे square मत लेके जाओ यार. ओ सारे स्क्वायर खा गए यार उसकी क्वीन के.
Yeah, there is like no way that he can play this. White goes rook d7.
Why the queen has no squares? Like queen b4, rook. Oof.
Oh, bishop c7.
Oh, bishop c7.
Wow.
Queen से करना पड़ेगा ना? There's no other option, I think. Oh my God! Look at him. He's shaking his head.
Yeah, I think the tilt mode is here.
मैग्नस का एक बाल नीचे आ चुका है नाक के ऊपर.
Okay, rook d7. Okay, I think. Oh, beautiful.
Oh.
Just lose this as well. It's too fast here. Magnus is too fast.
I mean, I think it's fast. I mean, he's just so precise as well. I mean, it's spectacular to watch how he does this.
That queen h6 check is so impressive. I think, and I mean, still talking about the previous game, but like 3 seconds के अंदर उसने he found all that entire continuation and finding queen h6 check is always so impressive.
Although Josmin is saying, "Hello, sir, I'm going to win the d4 pawn. I want to create some counterplay. Thank you for pushing that pawn to g4, giving me some counterplay there."
But I think takes के बाद I have c6 as well. So that pawn is going to be a nuisance for you. You're right though. Black does have a lot of compensation here.
C pawn is deadly indeed. Jospin 35 seconds now. By the way, he's gained some rating points. 3076.
Yeah, I
So
think
he's
we
been
were wrong
fighting
about
back.
that. Yeah. Question
Yeah.
is Magnus की 3300 रहेगी क्या by the time the blitz
रहेगी,
finishes?
रहेगी, I think रहेगी.
27 minutes to go. So yeah, plenty of time. By the way, g5 played. I think it's a nice move because I was thinking about this as well because you want to play knight d5 and knight f6 check. Now only move,
wow.
yeah, c6. Only
Wait,
move.
that's not easy to play. But okay,
Knight
you can't
c6 and
defend
rook
it.
c1. It's not easy to play though.
Yeah. Almost. Oh, bro, I mean, दे दो award उसको यार. भाई इसको दे दो award भाई. मैग्नस भाई को
chill
award दे दिया
करते हुए
कुछ.
एकदम तुम चेयर में
हाँ?
तुम chill करते हुए he's finding all of this.
भाई दे दो ना अवार्ड भाई. काहे को बाकी लोग फाइट कर रहे हैं यार. साज भाई. I mean, it's just not.
This is just
Everybody can
unbelievable.
save a lot of time, I think.
Wait, he allowed knight d4. That's a problem. Maybe mouse slip था वो queen c2 पे रखना था उसको.
Ooh, that's a mistake. 92 check is apparently equal now. How?
I think Jospam is still trying to play for a win. Knight e2 check or rook c1 check, both possible. Rook c1 check is a very nice move. You cannot capture it because of knight e2 check.
Ooh,
blunder, queen a5.
Blunder! Jospam, you can't make that move. And we're going to see a head shake again. And there we see it. He can't believe it.
Clinical because you don't even have a single check anymore.
Wow.
Another mistake, I think, because of time. And now there's a 6-point difference between Jospem and Magnus Carlsen. And Magnus plays Scandinavian. भाई अब तो कुछ भी चल रहा है. Like first the versus he tried Perk, now he's trying Scandinavian. मतलब तो
and
कुछ
this
भी
is
चल
not even Scandinavian, proper Scandinavian. Yeah, वो जो Knight F6 वाला variation है. So he's just really chilling now.
Okay, white plays c4. Now the knight is supposed to retreat back to b6. He goes bishop b4 check. Trying to maybe damage his castling if white goes king f1. Or you can also play bishop d2. Both are possible.
Apparently king f1 is the best move. Which is usually you don't play this.
I was thinking of some queen f4 check ideas somehow. Dangerous layer, but I have knight c6. So it's nothing to worry about. King f1 played, by the way. Wow.
And on knight f6 only move for black. Played.
If c5? Wait, didn't I have c5 when the bishop was trapped?
I think there's c6 maybe, yeah? Bishop a5,
c6
bishop
and the
c7.
bishop escapes like this. Okay, got it.
a3, knight c3. Okay, bishop e3, logical chess.
Short castle. Simple. Oh, he doesn't want to maybe short castle because maybe he's a bit concerned about these g4, h4 ideas.
Saj bhai, I think this match is turning out to be a one-way battle so far. If you were in Jospam's shoes, And अगर सामने फिरोजा बैठा होता तो like what will you be telling yourself to kind of come back?
मैं रो देता.
Why his face was already red. I was genuinely worried also. So I'm not sure if you
I
wanted to cry.
don't think it's because, I mean, of course it's the match is affecting him to some extent, because of course everybody wants to beat Magnus in a match, but I think he's giving a pretty good fight though. Like it doesn't feel like there are maybe 2 or 3 games which were completely one-sided, but I think apart from those games, I think Jocelyn is giving a really good fight. Every single game is going down to that end game, going down to those last like few seconds where Magnus is sort of showing his experience there.
And
I
now
think
I
still
think
it's a very good sign.
By the way, more exchanges happening. I think it's in Magnus's favor somehow. ऐसा feeling आ रहा है. I can't pinpoint why. B4 played, Bishop E7.
I feel like when it comes to blitz, like Joe, see, in the round of 16, we also saw. I mean, we didn't cover it, but as I said, I was watching that game of late one min versus Ali Firuza was also like the one difference between Firuza and late one min was that in every single match, apart from Bullet, by the way, in Bullet, because the game is completely different there, right? In Blitz, like 3+1 or 5+1, Firuza always had more time, always, and that's what mattered. Like at the end of the day. Like even here you can see Jocelyn has a great position. It's 0.7 according to the engine at least. You got this like great majority on the queen, but 1 minute ka difference. That's a lot of time.
I mean, it just makes sense, right, Chad? Because at the end, Magnus is the stronger player. To counter his strength, Jocelyn is thinking for longer to cover up the strength difference. But that means he will have low time. If he plays quickly, he's going to make worse moves.
I think maybe it's just when you're the stronger player or when you're the higher rated player, I think you are okay with sort of compromising the quality of your play just to be fast, because you are confident enough that even if it's a worse position, you'll be able to defend it. I think that's maybe a very big difference here.
And I mean, it's a fear you should have against Magnus, right? Because if you make a mistake, there's no coming back. Against other players, you can potentially hope you'll get a chance. And now C6, although feels like a very interesting idea.
You see, this is what I mean. Like Magnus didn't think much before playing B6, right? Because usko pata hai C6 aa bhi gaya to मुझे थोड़ी complicated हो रहा है, but he knows he can handle it. And he's also using Jospam's time to think. And this is, I think, where he is sort of getting the better of him here. It's just the time. That's a mistake. Big mistake, by the way, by Jospam. Now, Knight C6, I think, is his threat because he couldn't play Knight C6 in the previous move. There's Queen C7 was a check. So Bishop F4, understandable why he played, but Magnus can just go Rook C8 and no more Knight C6.
Yeah. And also now look at the time difference. Almost a minute's difference in this time control is insane. And Saj, if Magnus wins, it's gonna be what, a 7-point lead? I think if Jospam doesn't win this, or like if it doesn't, what's the lead you want going into the bullet section, Saj? I think that's the main question.
I think 6-point ka lead to already hai, and I think this match also maybe it feels like it's gonna only increase. This match doesn't feel like it's going Jospam's way. I think 7 or 8 point ki lead ho sakti hai bhai. 20 minute pade hain, lekin that's what, 3 games, 4 games?
Yeah, I think so I think the max Jospam can afford going to the bullet is like a 3-point deficit. Anything more than that, wow, bhai, Magnus Carlsen sacking the queen in a second. He took 0.1 seconds for Rook FD8 and 1.2 seconds for BC3. Sahaj.
And also it's a queen for just 2 knights. Like you're not getting material here. Like it's just insane. But what is the material count here right now?
White even won the Rook on 8, Sahaj. He even won the Rook on 8.
It's 2 rooks for 2 knights basically. And still Magnus is winning somehow. B5 only move, by the way.
Only move. Okay, B5 has no logic in my head. Like
exactly, zero hesitation from Magnus while sacrificing his go. Knight D3, that's a mistake.
Ooh, golden opportunity. Doesn't find Bishop D6, the best move. I think backrack ने उसका फायदा उठाने की कोशिश करना चाहिए था white को, उन्होंने नहीं किया. And now Magnus gets B5 again.
Because if he doesn't play B5, then there's Rook C4. That's a big problem because you can just capture this pawn on C2. The question is, has he seen B5?
Saj, from experience, when Magnus sacks the queen, he wins, yeah? Will it be one of those rare occasions when the queen...
Oh, that's a blunder.
Maybe he can save the pawn, knight b2 for now. Check, king h7.
This is a
C1,
good
let's-
situation, I think, for Jospin to be in, because now he's the one with more time on the clock and he has a slightly better position. So maybe he can try and put some pressure here.
And hard to lose this one, as white. I think you're basically playing for 2 results.
Yeah, there's no such thing, I think, in Blitz.
I would
No
like to
such
hope
thing.
so, Saj bhai, कि ये position तो नहीं हारेंगे. But I
Yeah,
get your point.
There's no such
Point
thing.
to-
Trust me, it's
Point.
possible.
Be careful, just 2 seconds for Jospin. Saj bhai, चल क्या रहा है? Oh!
I told you. I said this. I said it's possible. Like,
Magnus
that's
is
just hard
nuts,
luck.
भाई क्या था भाई ये?
That's just hard luck. That's just hard luck. Crazy.
I can't believe Saj bhai. That was insane. That was literally insane.
Absolutely crazy. Wow.
I
Look at
told
he's
you.
Going back into this, like, he has 11 seconds and his opponent has 6 seconds. 2 rooks for 2 knights. Finds the best move. 12 seconds versus 5 seconds. And somehow Magnus still manages to win.
Can we show the queen sack again? I think this is just time pressure talking. Can we show the queen sack again, like how he played it in 1 second?
AB4, he played knight c6 and just beat takes c3. Look at this brilliancy on the board. Only move, by the way. Knight d8 just capturing that. Basically, queen दे रहा हूं मैं 2 knights के लिए.
Look at Magnus smiling, by the way. He's like checking out his game. I don't know if he's ऐसा है Instagram में swipe कर रहे हैं, but he's like, oh क्या देखा मेरा queen sack भाई क्या मस्त था. साथ में if like we were Magnus, like we would be like I would be flaunting my moves every time. देखा भाई क्या queen sack किया भाई ने, कर सकता तू.
हो सकता है भाई, somebody is texting him to say all of this, but yeah.
Wow. It's a stark comparison. Jospin looking, very, I would say, I don't know, he looks a bit sad, I think, there. And you look at Magnus, very happy after winning a game with a queen sacrifice.
Yup, this is crazy. 19 minutes. I think the players are taking a short break here because I see the timer is not running anymore.
Yeah. So we have, I think, a 2 or 3 minute break. So, Sanya bhai, अगर कोई बढ़िया सी वीडियो है तो चला सकते हो भाई.
Yeah, sure. Great.
Okay.
I got Sir's camera.
I
You are
got
recording
side
it.
angle. You need Awad's expressions. Maybe you can stand there.
And
No, but cover it from this angle. No, both of us are going to
perfect. मैं expression ले रहा हूँ. आप clock चाहिए होगा.
Clock and the board will be in this
Perfect. Wait, should I increase the brightness?
Yeah, you go increase the brightness. Perfect. Just go.
Rakesh, I think I'm in your friend. I'm definitely.
Shall I put it in airplane mode? That's the right. Keep it here.
Yeah, like with his
Side angle.
side angle, so you can catch his side.
Okay.
This content can be edited anytime.
I think from here.
Yeah.
We'll do morph of me going there. So coming here.
Like clock नहीं है airplane.
Once it's rolling, you clear.
Yeah. I will do that.
Yeah,
Just
sure.
reset it, yeah.
Great.
Okay.
I got. So you have these 2 flags. One is green, one is red. So we're gonna ask you like certain practices people could do, and would that make them a good chess player or a bad chess player? Playing bullet chess at 2 a.m.
It's a red flag that I like.
Chanting the name of Magnus 3 times a day. Playing the London system. Why do you think that division is there?
I think if you know what you're doing, you're good. But if you're randomly playing it, it's not good.
Meditating before a chess game. Solving puzzle rush. Consistently falling in time pressure.
Red flag.
Being a good dancer.
Green flag.
So there is some connection with it. Is a great dancer. Do you know any good dancers in the chess ecosystem?
I haven't seen many people.
Waking up daily at 1 p.m., which is true for night owls.
Red flag because I've tried it and I think you just end up being tired.
Drinking water during a chess game.
Green flag.
So being superstitious.
I think having your faith is good, but too much of superstition not good.
Analyzing your own games. Sleeping during a chess game.
Sleeping.
During a chess game.
Okay, don't sleep, but it's
Relax.
fine. You know, I actually slept during a game when I was around 7. So I had a lot of fever, huge medication. So I slept and I had a winning position. And my opponent woke me up. It was so nice.
And did you win or lose?
I won. I think she regretted making
You
me
want
up.
to name that opponent?
I think, yeah, I still remember. I think it was Aditi Mohan.
Did you win the tournament?
I won the tournament.
Wow.
It was my first national. Yeah, founded
So clearly a green flag, yeah?
Sleeping, always a green flag.
Playing video games.
Not regularly. I think if it's once in a while, then sure.
Dating a chess player. Dating a chess player.
Look! What is this? Look!
That came up too quickly, I feel somehow, eh? Listening to Chesscom India commentary.
What?
Apologizing to your chess pieces. And apologizing to the chess clock. Nice. Thank you, David.
I'm a green flag. Look,
Yeah. You've seen the video.
I am the one who is in the video. Like, 100 people sent it to me. People made fun of me. My younger cousin, I went to see her and then she's like, Didi, aap chess clock ko apologize kar
Fam, F-A-M.
Hungry.
It's actually your closest friends and family, so family is a short for family.
I'm fam. I need to stop somewhere and eat.
We'll be kind of asking you some, meaning of Gen Z slangs. If you would like to kind of try to make a sentence out of those. I personally Googled some of them for this, so it's kind of fun. And sir, the first one would be, sir, yapping. Y-A-P-P-I-N-G. If you know the meaning of it, sir.
Y-A-P-P.
I-N-G.
But this is not even new slang. I mean, yapping is just talking pointlessly, right?
And we are back. साज भाई आपको लोग बिना बोले ही सुन रहे हैं ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है साज भाई?
I have no idea.
किसको?
Maybe they could hear me.
No,
I
I
wasn't
don't
saying
think
what
so.
actually. Maybe in the video
हाँ.
they were saying. Oh, by the way, perfect timing because the matches have just begun. Let's go.
So
From
clearly
post
हमारे प्रोड्यूसर्स आप टाइमर सेट करते हैं लाइक मतलब ताकि खत्म हो तो ब्रेक तो भाई गेम चालू हो जाए. देख रहे हो क्या मतलब हाई लेवल प्रोडक्शन है हमारी.
Crazy. And he sidesteps with bishop h4, hoping for e4. Get full control of the center. Should I play
Yeah.
e4? कुछ knight e4 तो नहीं आ रहा. Nothing like that.
भाई E5 knight E4 पे मार
Looking
देंगे
like some
bishop.
French, yeah? कुछ French type की
Yeah.
position है.
I think decent for black, no? Like you can challenge C5, एक piece exchange कर लिया. Not so bad, I guess. Or what do you think?
Yeah, for sure. Because I think you've exchanged the sort of the good bishop, and now the black's bishop on c8 is a bit bad right now. You guys h4, nice move by the way. Bishop bases, you can just trade it off. Play f4. Now this rook can also join in on the attack with rook h3 at some point. So it looks quite promising for Magnus. And also this knight on a6 is slightly misplaced. This knight should be on c6. Like you want to play c5 and the knight should be on c6. So it's going to take him some time to sort of regroup here.
Sahaj, in the last 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games, Magnus has a score of 5.5. So, it just tells me ki I think Jospam is on a tilt. Like I can't imagine a player being half out of 6 and not being on a tilt. And this just means Magnus. Yeah, I think he can just extend his lead. I think he's redder than before. I have not seen him this red today at least. क्या हो गया ताज भाई हंस क्यों रहे हो यार?
I think I didn't say anything.
अरे दिख रहा है भाई. Magnus, by the way, chilling with his. I don't know which logo is that by the Magnus. I don't know which company's logo, but anyways, Magnus right now in the Dave.
That's
cave.
Alienware. Alienware.
Alienware का ही है ना?
I used to have that laptop.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
I thought so. I thought so. गलत sponsor का नाम ना ले लूं भाई,
No, मैं बोल सकता हूँ. No worries. King f1 long castle.
Castle's queen side.
King g1 maybe? Okay, knight f5. I think this is a very typical or very nice version of the French because you can put pressure on this f7 and g7 for a really long time. Yeah, rook h4, rook g4 is a pretty common idea in these positions.
And also I think, somehow the center is close. So it's all about the GH and the AB files. And to be honest, it's a bit weird because both sides are pushing pawns on the side where their king lies, which is usually not the case. But
maybe he wants to play a5 and b4.
Yeah, that's queen g4 coming in. Magnus Carlsen, a5.
नहीं, ब्लैक ने अगर A4 ही खेल दिया तो क्या मतलब, व्हाट डू यू डू? You just keep the game running for as long as you can, yeah, because you want to win on time, basically.
Sahaj, again a 30-second deficit for Jospum. I think until he solves that problem, yeah, you might get an opportunity or two, but you're not going to win this match. F4, Magnus going all in. Maybe F5 could be the plan.
Golden pawn, see, golden pawn, as soon as it's touched, it's a bad move.
वो हट भी गया, लेकिन बाद में देखा कि ओह मैग्नस ने खेला, फिर सही होगा.
नहीं नहीं हट, अभी भी है देखो.
अच्छा अच्छा.
अभी भी है.
King knight e7, queen f3.
Golden pawn supremacy is alive. Let's go. Okay, he plays g6. I think trying to break through on the queen side, on the king side, and maybe hoping for some g5 ideas in the future.
बढ़िया है, बढ़िया है, बहुत ही उम्दा प्रदर्शन मेरे कैमरा का.
Blunder.
Wait,
Big
what?
blunder by Magnus. G5 was just winning a piece, and he also missed it. That's interesting.
Jospum, यार. I think Jospum, वही मैंने कहा ना, he's on a tilt now. Now Magnus sees it. Yeah, he push the queen to the side. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be really hard. You have no time. Your opponent is a stronger player. You're trailing by 7 points.
By the way, can he play h5 or no?
He definitely can, I think.
Either you take a camera.
हाँ, वो मैं चला रहा हूँ. Either you take on h5, open the g file, or you play g5, give me the f5 square. So either way, I'm happy.
h5 पे knight g5 भी रहेगा मेरे पास. I think that's the point. I cannot take on b2, I'm guessing, because why not? I think this rook b1 and probably you just take on h7. I guess that could be the point. Also, why give unnecessary counterplay as well? You want to keep the pawn on b2 alive, because then the rook is stuck defending the pawn. Wow, big mistake. Rook g7. Knight g5 is now quite comfortable for Magnus. I think maybe even clearly better.
Look at Magnus, by the way. Look at Magnus's expressions. He's just like, caption this, chat. Caption this. Caption Magnus's expression. Saj, what would be the caption for this photo?
Chat also, if you can caption caption both players right now, if you want. I would love to see.
89 likes till now. Bhai, let's get to 100 likes, chat. Come on,
Oh,
yaar.
blunder.
Oh, by the way,
Is it कोई भी position आ रही है, he's just able to convert it.
Wow. By the way, Magnus putting his king on e3, similar to how Jocelyn did on d6.
Yes, he did it with the black pieces. Magnus doing it with the white pieces. Now, this knight wants to jump to f5, but the sad thing is the rook has no squares. Even this rook had no squares.
G8. Oh, why that hurt me? Why literally to put that knight on g8?
Queen h3 now, perhaps.
वो 3 days देखिए ना साहब, जब वो कहता है रणछोड़ दास को कहता है कि भाई तेरी गाड़ी पीछे चली गई, आईआईटी से स्कूल टीचर, वैसे ही इस नाइट के साथ हो रहा है भाई. घर चला गया वापस भाई g8 पे. इतना मेहनत करके, इतना दुनिया घूम के, इतना डिग्री करके भाई g8 पे बैठा हुआ है यार.
Also, rook on g7, rook on f8 is also pretty sad to see. भाई इसे rook a1 check, मेरा ही rook active हो रहा है b4.
True.
This looks bad. Okay, rook h7. If I take on h7, queen takes, that's fine. Oh, but that's the knight on g8 is just going to be completely dead now. Oh, he plays knight e7. Nice move.
I mean, queen g7, rook h7, is just winning on the spot?
Oh, yes, you're right. Also, the e6 pawn is falling as well. Oof. Queen takes e6, knight takes e6, everything is working. Oh, now queen takes e8 incoming. You saw knight e7 check was there.
Rook h7 resigns, no?
Yeah, just resigned. So rook a1, wow. I think rook h7 was just way easier.
Now he only f5 finds it. Wow.
Knight c5 or knight c5 looks very promising.
Knight f4.
No, why is he? Oh, he has 1 second on the clock. That makes sense. I was wondering why he's taking bc3 so quickly. Yep. That's an 8-point difference now. Another queen sacrifice. 11 minutes remaining. I think this could be our second last game of this section, depending on how long the game continues. Another perk defense. It switched into Philidor. I think this is a very nice setup line to play for black. I think, uh, especially in blitz. Oh,
And already
C5. See, already he has an advantage.
Yeah, pushing the queenside pawns. I see black's attacking coming. You, of course, chop that knight off. D5, G4. What a game already on move number 13.
Yep, knight d5. I think he's just using or utilizing Jospim's tilt, yeah? He's definitely
He's
tilting now.
just using कह रहे हो आप मतलब.
वाओ. मतलब वो टिल्ट वो हो रहा है और यहाँ पे आपके जोक्स.
Just
Imagine.
using. Nice.
Okay, moving on. Black can play b3 here, by the way.
What is b3 भाई? कुछ भी मतलब. क्या है b3?
ab3, knight b4 and queen a5. Just launch the attack. I mean, I think Magnus will find this. Good chance. 8 points की lead exactly भाई. 8 points is too many points.
Magnus नहीं निकालता b3 यार. No chance. Chat, do you think? Yes or no? Come on chat. जो भी chat में है. Ooh, didn't find it. Didn't. Oh. What is knight c3? Wow.
Bhai, you cannot touch this knight. You cannot play bc3 or knight c3. You're just dead lost there. You have to just remove your rook to e1. He does, and now knight a2 check in back to c3.
But freaky move, yeah. Knight c3. No wonder Magnus went for it. Like, it's so beautiful to see. And now white has to pretend that there is no knight on c3 basically. Just ignore it. Yeah?
You can, I think, if you play like knight a2 and knight c3 check, I think that's a repetition if I'm not mistaken. What if Magnus loses from here? अगर Magnus यहाँ से हार जाता है तो साहिल भाई मेरे को 100 मैगीज देंगे. That's the bet.
हाँ. और वो स्ट्रीम अब 20 सेकंड का डिले है तो उससे पहले हम एंड कर देंगे. तो जो स्ट्रीम पे नहीं दिखा वो हुआ ही नहीं. If a tree fell in the forest, did Magnus Carlsen lose? No.
But actually he's looking like this game seems to be going in Jospim's favor.
आ रहा है ब्लेंडर आ रहा है. वेट करो.
जॉस्पेम की तरफ से you think?
हाँ भाई नाइट c3 बैठा हुआ है आज. नाइट c3 बैठा हुआ है. It's so hard to say okay I'm going to play queen g2 and start attacking.
Yeah, but the blue arrow is saying queen g2 only move in the position, otherwise you are in some trouble here. Rook d8 also a nice move because if you play knight a2 check and the king goes to d1 and you go knight c3 check, you cannot capture because dc3 के बाद ये rook queen को देख रहा है. It's a very like deep move by Magnus.
Not gonna happen. साज भाई queen g2 नहीं आने वाला. टाइम पे आगे है मार्टिनेज for the first time, but can he maintain that time as super crucial?
वो कैप्शन कर रहे थे. चैट क्या हो गया? कोई कैप्शन नहीं कर रहा चैट में.
भाई चैट कह रही है भाई कैप्शन भी हमसे ही कराओगे. रात के 2 बज गए भाई. देख रहे हैं तुम खुशी में खुश नहीं हो भाई देखने से. कैप्शन भी हमसे ही करवाओगे. चैट तुमने लोकेशन पे लिखी थी. कौन कौन लोग भाई इंडिया के बाहर से जहां पे भी रात के 12 के बाद नहीं बज रहे वो लोग कैप्शन करे. क्यों साज भाई?
वो तो चैट में ना बढ़िया. चैट वालों को करना चाहिए. राइट, यू आर राइट.
भाई क्या हो गया भाई? क्लासिकल चेस नहीं है भाई.
It's a minute and a half. That's a long think. I think, of course, you have to think, Gere. You're just annoyed by that knight on c3.
Come on, Jospin, you have to play now.
Oh, that's almost 2 minutes, yeah? Almost 2 minutes of thinking. That's a lot of time. Yeah, that's bad. Oh, 56 seconds now. That is too much. Just play. I'm pretty sure he's not going to play Queen G2 now because he probably considered it and then stopped it. Like he's not going to play it anymore.
Yeah? I took 1 minute 43 seconds on move number 18 and then I won the game. Why nahi hoga bhai wo?
No, it wasn't move number 18. It was like move number 5 or 6. It was Petrov, like, I remember.
Why, but like I don't think it's going to work, Jasmine bhai. 30 seconds!
And he also gave an explanation for that because he genuinely didn't remember what was the theory there. And he just kept thinking. Oh, किसी ने लिखा भी गैरी कैस्परोव से विषय आनंद गेम याद आ गया. Queen d3, knight a2 check. That's a mistake. 21. He thought for 2 minutes and 15 seconds on just one move. In a 3+1 game, you're thinking 2 minutes and 50. That's too much. That's way too much. Magnus, I think he has to take on it.
Also, what was your like expectation from the Gary versus Vishy game? Like, what result did you expect, and like was it different from the end result?
By the way, b3 check only move by Magnus, and for me, I think Like I think Vishy sir was more active, has been more active, but I think Gary is. I mean, that I think the active part also, the theoretical part was taken away because it was just 960. So
Huh.
I still thought that Gary was a favorite to win that
Mhm.
match, but it was still it was exciting to see. Actually, I was watching every game live, like live dekh raha tha main sab kuch. It was so nice, um, to see the games.
I think
But
Gary
I think
mentioned
the
that,
result is pretty fair. What do you
वो
think?
psychologically थोड़ा सा maybe that was also the reason, like from the past results. That's what Gary mentioned, I think, at the interview last
Could
week.
be. I didn't see the interview. Could be actually. Could be.
But I expect Vishy to win, Vishy sir to win
एक
somehow. I
गेम
don't
तो
know
वो
why.
टाइम पे हार गए ना. Like that was
हाँ,
I think,
exactly. वही ना, like these are things that happen with psychological like reasons. Yeah, I think कई बार.
I think also because it was he had like 2 seconds on the clock, and generally you look at the clock and you make the move, and okay, you didn't make it in time, right? उनको पता ही नहीं था, like he was still thinking about the position when the clock hit 000. So that was like not the best sign, but yeah. And who did you expect to win?
I expect Vishy to win actually.
Really?
I thought he's more active, but I think वही है, psychological reasons might be played more of a factor there. By the way,
7 seconds.
F6 on the board. That's a
Bishop
nice
d6
move.
only move. Ooh, knight c2 he takes. Oh, that's a blunder. Queen a6 is now winning for Jocelyn. He does not find it. 3 seconds.
भाई F7, I mean obvious move, yeah.
Take on
भाई
f3.
कुछ भी चल रहा है. Look at the pawns, look at the knights. Who blunder d6? What?
Oh,
भाई
that's
चल
a
क्या रहा है यहाँ
big
पे? कुछ भी
blunder.
चल रहा है. Completely winning for Magnus, who's gonna take a 9-point lead now.
Wow. Wow. Okay, this loss is definitely going to hit him.
भाई this loss, भाई I think. What? भाई कुछ गिर गया ऊपर भाई. What just happened?
Did you guys see that? Magnus was blundered to mate in 3 or something. Okay, time pressure, but yeah, that was insane.
भाई कुछ गिरा तो नहीं ना भाई पीछे? हाँ, I don't think so. कुछ गिरा, बच गए. भाई
Oh, by the way,
किंग्स गैम्बिट खेल रहा है मैग्नस.
भाई, कुछ भी चल रहा है यार. Magnus is now in his element. He just wants to play anything. Anything is possible.
भाई मेरा एस्ट्रोनॉट किंग मंडी टूट गई यार.
Oh.
graphic
Maybe it's.
content.
Oh,
Don't watch.
wait, what? Josman plays c6 in this position. Strange move, by the way. He wants to go d5. I get the point. That's a strange move, though. D takes e4 only move. You don't want to allow e5 here for sure. Bishop e6, e takes d5 now. A very good move. By the way, Magnus already close to having a winning advantage here in this position. Sahaj bhai, ये नो का चश्मा, नंबर का चश्मा. हाँ भाई, नंबर का. मैं usually पहनता नहीं हूँ, but these days I have to. It's a thing. E takes d5
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. And Sas, a question for you and chat. Do you think Martinez has a chance now? I think 7-point lead, but I think he won the last game.
Bishop d3.
What do you think?
We see a blue arrow, by the way, Bishop d3, and Magnus having a completely winning position after playing King's Gambit on the 8th move as white. I mean, that's how comfortable he is right now.
भाई accuracy देखो, 93.7 for Magnus, 69 for Martinez.
That is, yeah. Clearly, there's a tilt factor here for sure.
Broken Martian, अरे बाप रे. Oh, knight g5 is deadly.
Oh, अच्छा, I just got it. I just got the reference. मैं मार्शल मूवी के बारे में सोच रहा था. By the way, knight g5, very strong move. He does not find it. Knight g5 was very, very strong here though. But knight e4 also looks strong because you want to play c3, defend this pawn, and then go knight g5. Takes, I think. If you don't take, I have bishop g5. That looks pretty good. By the way, look at this short castle. I'm going to show it. Knight f6, queen f6, bishop g5, queen trap. But he goes bishop e7 and knight e g5 happens. He's completely winning after move 11, after playing King's Gambit.
Why 65 accuracy है black की अभी? I think Jospin just in a opening structure he doesn't understand. I think King's Gambit में Magnus just confused him, yeah? The opening itself.
I mean, it's not. I think it's less about the structure. It's more about how the last game went, yeah, or the other games have gone. I think he's definitely in tilt mode right now.
Oof, Magnus eating something at this point. What do you think he's eating?
No idea why. 95.
Cherries? I don't know. Okay.
So many moves here that I will just completely. 95 is winning. Knight h4 is winning. HC4 is winning. They're all winning. 95, I think, is the easiest.
Yeah. And if you castle as black after 95, I'm guessing there is some boom.
Yes, some crazy commentary going on here.
भाई कुछ तो होगा यार
Castles
सागो.
and boom boom.
Okay, by the way, I love Magnus's position. क्या center है, क्या bishop है. वाह वाह.
हाँ भाई सही कह रहे हो. Boom boom. Knight Knight g5 next maybe. Looks interesting. Attack f7 and h7.
On which it is Ding versus Hans. I think that's also on like Friday or something, if I'm not mistaken. Same day as Hikaru versus his opponent, I think.
Knight d5 to defend the f7 pawn. Queen b3, okay. Putting a battery against the f7 pawn and also attacking the the b7 pawn over here. If black goes queen d7, I have knight e5. So everything is sort of happening with a tempo. Maybe he has to just consider giving up the pawn.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, super chat from Ravindra. Maggie खा लेना मेरी तरफ से. रविंद्र भाई लेकिन सहज भाई से मेरे लिए लेनी पड़ेगी उनको मैगी. That's the only problem.
और वैसे भी
क्योंकि
वो
मैं
मैगीज देते नहीं. But thank you so much
22
भाई for
मैगी
the
से
super chat.
लीड कर रहा हूँ.
यार रविंद्र भाई आप आना यार गोवा में. आपको मैगी खिलाएंगे वहाँ पे. C takes d5
गोवा
और
में.
rook e3 maybe. Knight e5 also looks good.
सहज भाई गोवा में मैगी खाओगे आप?
Of course. The first thing I do when I arrive in India, I just have that masala Maggies because I don't get those.
Nice. By the way, 30 seconds for Martinez plays the best move, attacks the d4 pawn, but the bishop drops back to e5 again. But if I take, आप किससे मारोगे? अच्छा rook से
Rook
मारोगे.
se probably and rook d5.
Uh,
Bishop e7. I mean, now I think you just need to keep the game running. By the way, the 3+1 segment is over. The timer is now done. That means iske baad we'll have bullet, which is the final match. And I think the difference is what, 7 points right now. If he loses this, I mean, he's in a worse position and he also has half the time. If he loses this, then that's 8 points going into bullet. That's not enough, yeah?
I mean, theoretically possible, but practically मुश्किल है भाई.
Rook takes c6. I just really want to play rook takes c6 here. Okay, g5 takes rook takes c6. Let's go. Oh, he
मार
goes
दिया
for
भाई.
it. Yeah, let's go.
मार दिया. And now I think 95 आ रहा है. C pawn कूद रहा है. भाई ये तो खत्म हो गई पोजीशन यार. Completely
You
over.
can just resign here. I think there's not rook
Oh,
g6
G6 मार रहा है.
Rook h6 check, bishop e5 check. You can just checkmate here. Yeah, bishop e5. This is should be a checkmate.
Yeah, G6 rook h8. Ooh.
Check king f7 and knight h4 perhaps. Here goes rook g6. Okay, rook e6 trying to challenge the rook. If he takes this, then probably his chances slip away. So probably he shouldn't take it. Maybe black should take on b6. Because then cb6, b7, b8 is just queen. Yeah, rook takes b6. Oh yeah, he won on time.
He won on time. Lols. Why? Oh. And chat, that is the end of the 3+1 section, and Magnus Carlsen has won that one as well convincingly. And iska matlab ki bhai, with 2 sections over out of 3, Magnus Carlsen leads 11.5, 3.5, and the last winning section is the bullet one. Saj, Martinez को लगातार I think अब कुछ 7 गेमें जीतनी पड़ेंगी to kind of come back, which I think is
भाई 7 गेम जीतने के बाद भी 1 पॉइंट का डेफिसिट तब भी रहेगा यार. 8
हाँ,
पॉइंट
बट वो 1 पॉइंट का लगातार 2+2 का स्कोर चाहिए होता है ना, so they will get one more game if it's
ओह
+1.
राइट. मतलब अगर 7 जीते आपने उसके बाद आपको 2 गेम खेलने को मिलेंगे बेसिकली. I just repeated what you just said.
हाँ, वही है भाई. That's pretty much it. So let's just hope for the best for Martinez. उनका जूस जब तक है ग्लास में, तब तक उम्मीद बाकी है. तब तक उम्मीद बाकी है.
So, chat, any caption ideas based on both of these players?
What is Magnus munching though? Even I'm curious. What is he eating in the Dave cave? What's the best, food item in the Dave cave? We'll have to find it out. But for now, I think the bullet section starts soon. Kitna ma break? Break hai Samay bhai. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's take a very short break. So by just 2-minute break, and we'll be back after a short break with some
We'll be
bullet break.
back after the break.
Fam, F-A-M.
Hungry.
It's actually your closest friends and family. So family is a short for family.
I'm fam. I need to stop somewhere and eat.
We'll be kind of asking you some, meaning of Gen Z slangs. If you would like to kind of try to make a sentence out of those. I personally Googled some of them for this, so it's kind of fun. And sir, the first one would be, sir, yapping. Y-A-P-P-I-N-G. If you know the meaning of it, sir.
Y-A-P-P?
I-N-G.
But this is not even new slang. I mean, yapping is just talking pointlessly, right? They were just yapping around. I mean.
The next one is salty.
I mean, someone who's a bit provocative.
Very close, sir. Like somebody who's a bit
sarcastic,
annoyed,
something like that, yeah.
The next one is W, just the letter W.
I have no idea what that means. Two of you, double.
So it means like a big win, yeah? So a big W. So.
Is it a romantic? It's not a romantic thing, I hope. I love W, twice as much.
So it's like a big win, yeah? So let's say, Mukesh wins the world championship, like it's a big W, a big win for him, something like that.
Well, W is, I just learnt OP, so now W I have to learn.
So next one is cap, C-A-P, cap.
C-A-P?
Yes.
Cap is the new crown.
So cap would mean something which is a lie or something which is fake.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't invent this. This is the new generation. So answer similarly would be no cap.
Honest.
Yes. Correct. Answer next would be
Slay!
S-L-A-Y.
S-L-A-Y. I mean, demolish it, kill it, ace it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we do something amazingly well. This is, I think, this you would definitely know. Next would be drip.
Yeah, drip is something cool, yeah.
Answer ghosting.
Trying to be mysteriously inaccessible.
So if you had to use it in a sentence, how would you use it?
I don't know. We used to speak a lot and then the guy is ghosting me.
Correct, sir. Absolutely. So next would be sus. S-U-S.
Suspect?
Yes, correct.
It is, wow.
Next would be, it is like suspicious or, like
suspect,
like
suspicious. Okay, cool.
Next would be mid. M-I-D.
Incomplete, halfway there.
Yeah, kind of. So it's like average, mediocre, or something like that. So
okay, incomplete, I think that is close.
Next would be fam. F-A-M.
Hungry.
It's actually your closest friends and family. So family is a short for family.
I thought it's for famished. Okay, good. I'm fam. I need to stop somewhere and eat. Okay. They will discover it. The next gen will discover the correct location.
And so the final one, glow up.
Something goes disastrously wrong.
Actually, it's like a big improvement in appearance or style over time. So, for example, like you can ask somebody like, did he have a glow up or not? And then they show like this is trend where they show somebody a picture of their childhood and then the person appears and then they kind of say whether it's a glow up or not, something like that. Thank you, sir, for that. I think that was amazing.
So you have these two flags, one is green, one is red. So we're going to ask you like certain practices people could do, and would that make them a good chess player or a bad chess player? Playing bullet chess at 2 a.m.
It's a red flag that I like.
Chanting the name of Magnus 3 times a day. Playing the London system. Why do you think that division is there?
I think if you know what you're doing, you're good. But if you're randomly playing it, it's not good.
Meditating before a chess game. Solving puzzle rush. Consistently falling in time pressure.
Headbutt.
Being a good dancer.
Green flag.
So there is some connection with it. Is a great dancer. Do you know any good dancers in the chess ecosystem?
I haven't seen many people.
Waking up daily at 1 p.m, which is true for night owls.
Red flag because I've tried it and I think it.
And welcome back, chat. We are here with GM Sahaj Bravor. Hello, Sahaj bhai. And with here NM Sahil. I don't know, something better nahi. But I think
Better
it's
even.
time for the bullet section. As you can clearly see, दोनों player bullet के लिए बिल्कुल तैयार लग रहे हैं साज भाई.
Hmm. I feel like they're looking at their phones for, I mean, they're looking at checking completely different things right now. एक मतलब, I feel
वो लग
like,
रहा है कोई
because
गाड़ी
of
वाली गेम
course,
खेल रहे हैं ऐप पे फोन पे.
do you think they're doing game reviews? Or do you think they're just chilling?
They're chilling. I don't think they're doing game reviews right
I mean,
now.
Magnus for sure is chilling, but I think I'm asking for Jospim right now. Do you think he's looking at his game review or something or no?
No, I don't think so. I genuinely don't think so.
Who do you think is the GOAT between Gary and Magnus? Has your opinion changed after Clutch Chess match between Gary and Machine? Well, the GOAT as in overall, I mean Gary को मैं I mean GOAT ही मानता हूँ, like for sure. The question is always between Gary and Magnus, right?
हाँ, तो he's talking उन्हीं के बीच, like seeing Gary's form against Vichy, like does your opinion change? कि Magnus is not the GOAT and Gary is.
Okay. In that sense, I think they have very different styles, but I resonate with. I mean, I like Gary's style more because he's very aggressive, he's very dynamic, and I really like that. So I for me, Gary is like I would say is more, but Magnus has been also very consistent though. He wins everything, so it's difficult to choose.
Also, I think like objectively rating is a good measure, and Magnus had the highest one. And also, I think we've seen at
Well,
least
not
we all have
really.
seen like like Magnus more in action, so obviously he'll have more of an impact. I feel.
Yeah, there's a recency bias for sure, but
हाँ.
I think but जब Gary 2800 था तब कोई भी 2800 नहीं था. Gary was 2851, then the second player was 2780, which was Vishy sir. So like in that time into being 2850 was, I think it also meant like a lot. I mean,
But
more.
similar था ना, I think Magnus
there were
was
less like
28.
2800 players. Sorry?
Magnus was 2890, 2889, and other players were 2820 or something. I think ऐसे ही difference.
Yeah, but no, there was when Magnus was 2889, Fabi was 2850, I think.
No, not at the same time. No, not at the same time.
October में था ना? 2014 for both of them.
Really? I don't think so.
Like it was the same year, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But
same
I
year,
know
but
there
not
were,
the
I
same
think, two or
time, I
three
think.
players who was 2800 at the time. I mean, of course, they're both incredible achievements in their own regard. So, but it's not right to compare. But I'm just saying that Gary's 2850 is also very impressive in that sense. Like,
Of course, yeah. And he, I think, quit at that rating. No, I think he just like quit at his peak. Like he didn't want to play.
not. I mean, he was 28, I think, 20 when he quit. So he was he's maybe not in his peak because his peak was 2850. I don't exactly know when his peak stopped in that sense.
So I'm just checking Gary Kasparov. So if let's say he decides to play the candidates and he goes to some local Canadian tournaments, do you think he like he would qualify to the candidates, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he would. He would be above Hikaru.
Wow. So clearly the model doesn't work perfectly. I think Saj bhai.
But okay, why would he play candidates?
I mean, 2812 is Gary right now.
2812, 2820, I remember. Maybe उसके बाद कोई होगा कुछ maybe.
But if he does play some events, like I think he will gain some points, and he could also challenge. His last tournament was in 2005, classical at least. Wow, it's been 20 years, and even then he gained like 8 points there.
There was time where only Magnus was 2800 and rest others was below 2800. But matlab, like when Gary was 2800, 2800, 2850 actually, being 2800 was unheard of. Like कोई पहुंचा नहीं था वहां तक तब तक. So I think for just because of that and being 2850 was, I think, a very impressive achievement. So I mean, it's not like you're trying to downplay anyone. Of course, they are from different eras, and I think they both have their own challenges. But it comes down to personal preference. आप किसका style आपको ज़्यादा अच्छा लगता है? And for me, that's Gary because I like attacking chess. I like dynamic chess, and it's very refreshing. So it's a personal opinion, not necessarily means that he's a stronger player in that sense.
Let's go! The games have begun, and it is bullet chess, Sahaj bhai, and Jospin has the white pieces. I would say the last game. If he doesn't win this one, the chances will evaporate permanently.
Absolutely, and he's sitting on 3.5 points right now. So he's eight games he needs to win, or 7 games he needs to win to have any chance. The first game is the one that matters the most. Let's see if he can pull this one. I think bullet में कुछ भी possible है.
True. I think बुलेट में क्या होता है 4-5 गेम ना ऐसे निकल जाते हैं जैसे रविंद्र जडेजा वो क्रिकेट में बॉलिंग करता है ना like you don't realize when the overs get over same way so Josman can get a couple of victories here then you never know I think it's likely lost but ये game बहुत important है.
Yeah, for sure. And by the way, Magnus having the bishop pair right now, I think he's eyeing at some f5 or d5 breakthrough at some point. Maybe bishop g7. Yeah, that feels like a logical move. Now f5 or d5 is possible, but Magnus is having. I don't think he has enough time on the clock, which is a slight worry for me.
But
By the way,
E5 is
95.
hanging, no?
That's a free pawn. 95.
Yeah, I think your other option f5 was apparently better, and he could have gone for that idea. But d5 was a bit risky. I don't know if he missed this or what happened. Bishop b7, okay.
Bishop b7, queen f3, I guess. That feels like a weird move though. On the basis of stats, what do you think is a good set? They both dominated chess. I mean, one did for 22, 23 years. One is doing for 20 years or something like that. I mean, Magnus is doing it for 15 years. Gary did it for like 20, 22 years, something like that. But I think Magnus is more impressive in the sense because Magnus हर format में चाहे वो freestyle हो, चाहे वो rapid हो, चाहे वो blitz हो, चाहे वो online हो, हर चीज में dominate करता है Magnus. So whether Gary would be able to do that, we don't know. So they both have their plus points there.
And likely the answer would be yes. I think he would also dominate, but I mean,
probably, but you don't know.
Yeah. And as you can see, Magnus was worse and suddenly he's completely winning. It happens like magic again. White king side has just been compromised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's 13 seconds on the clock though. He has to be a bit quick. Bishop h3 is a nice move. He goes h5, kicking the queen away. Queen g3 is something hanging. Nothing's hanging. h4 played. Queen g4. Oof.
Oh.
Queen g5 check.
Oh. This game over, I think.
You don't even have to take the knight. Like it's such a free piece and you can just chill with it. 2 seconds. Can he flag Magnus? That's the question. That's the real question. Queen h1 check. Ooh, Queen h5 was there.
Magnus is ready for everything, yeah?
He
Can't
knew
trick
he
him.
just...
Oh, it's resigns. Yeah.
And he wins.
I think that's the first victory for Magnus in the bullet section. And Sahaj, I think that's going to seal the victory for Magnus. I don't think there's any coming back now.
Yeah, I mean, still a few games left, but theoretically, maybe it's not possible for it because it's a 9-point difference between these two players. And another sort of slight advantage for Magnus there because of Black's broken pawn structure. King can just go to e2, knight can just go to c3. It's very, very simple. Yeah, this looks like a one-way game.
Magnus is going to win. Let's for now be a bit cooperative and assume Prag wins against Fabi. So who's the favorite between Magnus and Parag, chat? What do you think? Who wins that match? Saj bhai?
You're putting me at a very tough spot here.
No, I mean, that's the point. मतलब वरना तो हम बाद में prediction कर सकते थे.
Stream के बाद पूछते हैं ना इधर.
नहीं भाई, stream पे करेंगे ना भाई.
Right. I mean, on paper, of course, Magnus is the favorite, but I think if anyone has a chance to beat Magnus, it's Prag. So it can go either way. It depends on kiska din acha.
Diplomatic answer, na Sahaj bhai. Magnus is favorite on paper, and then Prag has chances.
Of course he is.
Asli answer बताओ भाई, असली.
Neither of those are wrong statements though.
But crazy answer बताओ भाई. इसको सुन के ना chat बस जाग जाए. जो अभी 70-80 लोग देख रहे हैं ना, उनकी नींद खुल जाए. ऐसा कुछ.
नहीं, it's okay भाई. 2:30 बज रहे हैं, उनको सोना चाहिए.
But again, Magnus is winning by E4.
But after 20 minutes, chat. 20 minutes के बाद, let's finish the games first. We have f4 incoming. Takes. King f3 भी आ रहा है. Rook c1 भी आ रहा है. Pawn भी मर रहा है c6 पे. This looks very, very scary.
Just for the fun, I'm saying Prag. Magnus. I think Magnus would be favorite. बट प्रग के साथ आई थिंक उनका जो मैग्नस इफेक्ट है उतना काम नहीं करता, सो यू नेवर नो. ऑल्सो आई थिंक दिस मैच इज नॉट हैपनिंग राइट नाउ, इट्स हैपनिंग क्लोजर टू द वर्ल्ड कप इफ आई एम नॉट
Yeah,
मिस्टेकन.
30th of October, yes.
हाँ, so that means कि it will be just before the World Cup. हाँ, 30 तारीख को है. So I don't know how players feel about playing at that point. World Cup से एक दिन पहले, 2 दिन पहले.
I mean, Magnus खेल रहा है क्या वर्ल्ड कप?
Magnus, like from Prague's perspective, like I thought they will
okay, from
prefer
Puck's perspective.
not playing just for classical. What?
That's a blunder. He had 96, which could have saved the day, but this is a big blunder. Now just takes 94 is just sealing the deal right here. 94. Oh, rook d6 again. The same thing. बच गए.
बचे क्या लेकिन साज भाई? I'm not sure बचे.
नहीं बचे भाई. रुक g7 चेक आ रहा है फिर से.
लग ही रहा था भाई.
रुक के पास कोई घर ही नहीं है. रुक g7 चेक, moves f6 I think, or bishop f6.
Oh.
This move is too good. 10-point difference with that move, yeah. Oof. Rook d7 is a checkmate.
Wow. So Sahaj, the next question is, what will be the final score chat? What will be the difference in points? Let's say right now it's 10 points. What will be the the point difference when the match ends?
18. Oh, sorry, 8.
Sahaj bhai.
8.
18.
8. मुझे लग रहा है कि लास्ट के 2 गेम वो जीत जाएगा.
कट गए थे बाद में साज भाई. आपने 8 बोला, 18 बोला, सॉरी.
18 minus 10.
आपकी आवाज कट रही है साज भाई, पता नहीं वो कुछ 18 plus 10 कुछ बोला आपने. क्या है?
मेरी आवाज ब्राक हो रही है क्या?
एक्चुअली बहुत बार ब्राक हो रही है.
Maybe Magnus or Alireza or Hikaru, maybe Hans has a outside chance. Possible. I think so far only Magnus and Hikaru have won the Speed Chess Championship, if I'm not mistaken. No other player. So that's the safest bet between these two players. But yeah, I think Alireza and Hans also have pretty good chances here.
Ooh, by the way, that's a mistake from Magnus. And b4 के बाद, doesn't find it. Okay, bishop d2 also decent try.
47. By the 10-second का difference अभी भी है in players में. That's going to cost him a bit later. Short castle maybe.
Yeah. And chat, 17 minutes to go. I think the number of games you can finish in that time is around 6 to 7. So there is no chance for Jospim now.
It takes on d4. Okay. Maybe he should have gone for knight f4 instead. At least that's what I'm seeing on the bar. Knight c6 is his plan. He plays a4. Rook c3 attacking the d3 pawn. Maybe rook c8 again. Oh, knight c6. Nice move. Nice move. Maybe this is his chance to try and even matters a bit. Bishop h4. Is that possible? Free pawn? Maybe not free, because h5 में मर रहा है.
Even तो नहीं होगा साज भाई, but yeah.
मतलब थोड़ा close, 10 points is a lot.
Oof. h5 pawn.
Bishop to b6. Okay. 18 seconds for Magnus, by the way. This could be the game for Jospam, I think.
I doubt it, Saj bhai. I think very hard to maintain that, I think practically if you're
knight f3, knight c5. Come on.
Knight d6 भी आ रहा है apparently.
Knight d6, मतलब it goes into an endgame. You don't want to do that. Ooh, that's a mistake. Bishop takes d4, queen takes c5. Big blunder. End time pressure. What? Rook h4 apparently. What? What's the point? He saw it, yeah? Knight d7 and knight c8. Great
Magnus
find by
blundered.
Jospam.
Magnus completely blundered there, I think.
Yeah, great find by Jospam there.
Nice. Bro,
Okay,
one
4
in life.
seconds for Magnus. Let's see if he can make a comeback here. Now Jospam has to be very careful.
Oh, Magnus playing on the clock, yeah?
For sure, yeah. Even though he has less time on the clock, he's still playing on the clock.
क्या ही option है, और I think he's trying for some repetition, but it doesn't exist.
Maybe he's just trying to keep the game going for a little bit longer.
Khatam, resigns. Yeah. Magnus
9
loses,
points.
but no.
Okay, we have g3. Okay, Magnus is just freestyling. Yeah, कुछ भी खेल रहा है वो basically. Scandinavian, Perk, now g3 on move 1.
साथ भाई वैसे मार्टिनेज ने मैग्नस को 3 गेम हरा दिए यार. Do you
Oh,
think
that
he
is
will defeat him 3
true.
games? Do you think?
That is
Do you think
true.
at the start of the broadcast he will defeat him in 3 games?
No, I did not. Actually, 4 हो गए अब. It's 4 now.
Really?
If only someone, you know,
Yeah.
if only.
Yeah.
अगर वो होता तो, it would have been amazing.
हाँ, अभी और अमीर होता कोई, but ठीक है.
वो vision नहीं है ना. I think speaking realistically, Prug has same chances of defeating Magnus as Jospem had of defeating Magnus. SEC is different form. Magnus says it shows who is who. No, I think I completely disagree with you there because I think Prug is, I think, much stronger classical player, much stronger player in overall in every format. So I completely disagree with you. I think Prug has way better chances than Jospem.
By the way, E5 played, so
You can say
D4.
like maybe Prug and Hans have the same chance of beating Magnus because they're of similar level.
What? कुछ
Rating
भी?
wise at least.
नहीं रे.
हांस की कितनी है उसकी रेटिंग हांस की 2750 तो है ना वो?
Hey, he's
2740.
world top 20, I think.
हाँ.
He's world number 17. Prug is world number 5.
Okay, like if you compare Jospem and Prug and then Prug and Hans, it's a lot closer, right?
I
That's
mean,
the
yeah,
point.
but still, like, I mean, Prug definitely much stronger, right? I think.
Of course, but like it's closer.
वो
Like their
patriotism
strength
आ रहा
is
है
way
साज
close.
भाई. अब आप समझ रहे हो
Sorry?
patriotism आ रहा है वो. Now you understand.
अभी 20 सेकंड में पता
Joss.
लगेगा कि चैट को कैसा लगा ये. But yeah, Queen C2 played.
Oof. Why Jossel's position is amazing right now. 95, H5, H4.
94 maybe incoming. He has a good chance here, I think, of scoring a win here as well.
Okay. Knight coming to E4, deadly.
By the way, both players
Can't-
having 11 seconds. That's not
Yeah.
enough time. Queen E5 maybe?
Wait,
Repetition,
Black will तो
93
हमारी-
knight F3.
नहीं, Black will not take the repetition. No chance.
Knight D3, okay, maybe attacking the F5 pawn. Takes. Rook F3, okay, Rook F1. I think this is now equal. Can he still play on time though?
I mean, 2 सेकंड का difference है, 1 second. Not really much, to be honest.
King H1, okay. It's just about who can make pre-moves faster at this point. H4, by the way, great move by Magnus. Rook F4. Now E4. E4 is incoming. Let's go. Let's play E4. He can just wait, yeah. Just play on time because 12 minutes are remaining. He doesn't really have to
Takes the pawn.
simplify the position. Ooh, Rook E2, F6. Ooh, that's a
Oh,
mistake.
Queen 6. Ooh, he's losing. Oh my god, check Queen A1. And Rook E1 is completely lost for Magnus.
That is dead because Rook F1. Oh, he won on time. That's 2 wins in a row for Jospem. Insane. Yeah, I told you 8 point difference it will be.
भाई जोस्पम भाई कमबैक करते हुए this is inspiring to see, yeah, in the bullet section where I think Magnus is the favorite.
For sure. It's not that Prug is not strong, but it's the format. Magnus has defeated players like Wesley, Alireza, Fabi with 10 plus lead. True. But let's say Arjun ke saath, it wasn't a 10-point lead. I believe it was 16-12. That was the last year's score between these two players. I think Arjun lost in the quarterfinals against Magnus. I remember that after
Yeah,
that
but I
win,
think-
So it was like a 4-point difference between these two players. It wasn't like a 10-point thing. Although I would love to see that match and see kitna farak hoga, but I think you do have chances for sure.
I think also Magnus started well there. I think वो last में अर्जुन ने catch up किया था. If I'm not, I could be wrong there though. But जहाँ तक मुझे याद है, I think it was like Magnus was dominating and then Arjun kind of caught up a bit in the final games. Like we see Martinez now. So I think it was still not like exactly close. I think Magnus was in control. So what we need is a match where Magnus is not in control. I think that's what we actually need.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not sure अगर अपना you broke up for me for a second there. By the way, just he just played d4. C takes d4 only move to keep the game going. Otherwise, he's worse. Queen
Ooh,
d5 attacking queen a2.
wow. That's a nice find. C4. Oh, that's a blunder again. भाई मैग्नस blunder कर रहा है भाई.
Wow, bishop e3 and now queen takes d2. Maybe he's getting tired, yeah?
Although time situation is not favorable when Martin is situation right now, 15 seconds, 30 seconds. H5. Okay.
Why? I'm just looking at it right now. After 3 games, it was level actually.
But after 10
It
games,
was
क्या था?
after 10 games. I don't know. I can't. I didn't check everything, but it was still close. I'm seeing bunch of ones and zeros, 1-0, 1-0. It's like still close. Like 2-3 games ka difference tha. And I think he took over in the 3+1 section. Which I think is well again when he starts feeling comfortable, he's like he can play anything. Like he's playing Scandinavia, he's playing Perk, he's playing G3 on move 1. He can play anything, and once he gets comfortable, that's the problem.
I think Jocelyn is also getting quite comfortable now. Who's about to win his third game in a row?
Crazy. Bullet also he had the best chance, I think, for sure. 8-point difference, but Rukdi. Wait, what? That's 3 pawns. After Bishop, that's 3 pawns here.
Yeah, but I mean, I am also.
Oh, that's a blunder.
Why Bishop E4 was?
Oh no! He just that's sad.
He's
That is so
laughing.
sad. Oh, that is so sad.
Yeah, now it's gone. Just G4 and H3. I mean, just end the game on the
Yeah,
spot.
for sure.
Wow.
And I think now theoretically there is no chance for Jocelyn to win.
पहले भी नहीं था भाई यार.
I mean, मैं अभी वो कॉमेंट ओपन खेल गया, वहाँ पे अरेना चल रहा था, वहाँ पे स्ट्रीक्स होती हैं, if you can win like 3 games in a row, you get like more points. But yeah, no,
True.
you're right.
कोई कह रहा है मैग्नस ने हरा दिया था. रोहान भाई कह रहे हैं मुकेश को. I mean, true. I mean, he's the better player.
But
I still feel
Gukesh
कि
is
यार.
different in this sense. Yeah, Gukesh is not the same as Arjun and Prag. I mean, faster formats में Gukesh is the one. मतलब that you see a very clear difference in Gukesh's style, classical or
Wait, what
blitz.
happened?
But
What
Prag
happened?
और
What
Arjun
happened?
के लिए
Wait,
नहीं होता.
Magnus is raising his hand. I don't know what really happened. Game aborted. He's like, bro, what's happening?
Some drama.
I mean, hope not. Not in the SEC.
Okay, there we go.
World Cup prediction. Wow. So that's a good question.
Gukesh खेल रहा है क्या World Cup?
He's playing.
Like confirmed?
He's playing.
मैं तो बोल रहा हूँ गुकेश और प्रग और winning it. गुकेश और प्रग. मेरे को लग रहा है गुकेश एक crazy comeback करेगा World Cup में.
So Grand Swiss के top 3 seeds were Indian. And I think World Cup के भी top 3 seeds are Indian. Like same Gukesh, Prag, Arjun in some order. So
I think this format, ये जो knockout वाला जो format रहेगा, इसमें Gukesh is a very dangerous player, I think.
why? You could argue Grand Swiss was perfect. Like the longest time control you have. Like that's perfect for Gukesh. You could argue for that also.
But it's like, I think when you're playing against a specific opponent with both colors, I think that's where he has the best, like that's his best skill, to me at least. That's why matches, I think, really favor him. I don't know. Like that's why also World Championship was such a cool thing to see.
I think Prag के लिए बढ़िया. I think Prag is like the favorite in this format. I say उसका like he managed the last World Cup pretty well. Every single tie break, like he was always coming back, striking back. Gukesh, I think he lost to Magnus, so it's very hard to know. If you lose to Magnus,
But Prag
if
तो
you
Magnus
lose
से
to
ही हारा
Magnus,
था.
it's just bad luck, yeah. Like, so it's like you can't really know for sure how good you are at this format. So yeah, I think we have to wait and see.
By the way, back rank problems. Rook b1 incoming, so you have to play h4. Okay, played, and now the bishop on b7 is attacked. So maybe bishop f3 can be a possibility.
Divya is
6
playing the
minutes
open.
remaining.
Yes, Rohan. Question by Piyush. Do you think in speed chess, experienced players have advantage over youngsters?
No. Because I think the younger you are, I think the faster you will spot tactics. And I think that really helps you. So I think being younger is actually, I think, maybe an advantage.
Yup,
It doesn't apply to Magnus, but yeah, because the difference is I think too high here.
Jospin also winning again, but will he convert it this time?
Knight f8, and he has to play rook f8. Yeah. Wait, is this winning? b3 b2. I can see the maybe rook on f4 is just trapped. Yeah, maybe that's why. Oh, rook f3 only move. Okay, he doesn't play it. It was impossible to play it actually.
Yeah.
Bishop e3. Oh, repetition. He says no repetition. Oh, finally finds it. Bishop d6 is the plan. Now bishop d8 and bishop c7, and you win the rook.
Wait, Magnus okay ho gaya yaar. Suddenly losing a bunch of games, yeah.
Tired probably, yeah. And also he knows the match is already over, so. How do you explain
Yes.
SEC finals lead of Magnus against Firouzja? 10 plus points. Alireza is arguably better speed chess player than Prag. I think tilt factor maybe. That's another thing. Like I think Shuruvatse Magnus was dominating that match, and I think I think when you're in a flow, I think things can work out much better for you. So you have to start strong usually. You have to beat the stronger player in early on, ताकि वो comfortable ना हो आपके साथ. Even I think we saw the interview by by Alireza as well, and he was saying it has almost never happened to me before, where someone can do this to me, but it was humbling or something like that. I remember.
Also, I think Magnus का peak थोड़ा अलग है. Like when Magnus is chilling and playing, he doesn't play at his peak. When he knows the stakes कि भाई ये जीतना है, then he unlocks another level which nobody else in the world has, and that's why you see him just destroy Firouzja and Hikaru and Hans and so on. So yeah, I mean when he wants to unlock that level, he does it on demand. So Tabi, I think he crushed Firouzja, and as you will see, he's gonna crush multiple players. Like imagine him losing the last 3 blood games against Firouzja in the final. He will not make these mistakes. Basically, he unlocks another level somehow.
Yeah, of course. And right now, also, I think he's relaxed. I think he's not playing. Maybe it's bullet as well, but I think अभी वो more or less chill कर रहा है यहाँ पे. E6, nice move by the way. Attacking the g7 pawn. Also vacating this g6 square. If you take on e6, I have rook g6 incoming. Knight f4, knight g6 also incoming.
भाई ऐसा लग रहा है कि like scores are opposite. Like Magnus has 6.5 and Jospin has 14.5. That's how well he's playing right now.
Jospin? Yes, I think it's. But I also think it's bullet. Yeah, I mean, but okay, the match is already over in that sense.
9 seconds. 8, 7 needs to play now. Castles. Ooh.
Oh, what? Interesting. Okay, it makes sense in hindsight. You want to take on f6. Also, 32 seconds versus 2 seconds. Yeah, Jospin is playing extremely fast.
Wait, that was a blunder.
You've seen the time difference between these two players. Oh wow, 1 second where he's still holding on. That's insane.
0.7 by 0.7.
Oh, he lost on time.
Oof, Magnus lost on time. Bhai, that's a rare sight. And no reaction from Magnus at all.
Yep, I think this is most likely the last game. Wait, what's going on?
Wait, King E2. He played King E2. Magnus played
Did he really just play King E2?
Yeah, King E2. And Jocelyn played Knight A6.
No ways he just played King E2.
He played King E2. Wow.
Hi, this is insane. No ways he just played King E2. You have the bomb cloud basically on the board.
Do you think this is the last game, Saj? This one?
Yeah, I think so.
यार किंग ई 2 पे नहीं हारना है वरना फिर लोग याद करते हैं पता है हाँ किंग ई 2 से भी हरा दिया था मैंने.
I don't think yeah, exactly. Black Jospin should not lose this. That is for sure.
But he is losing. E5 I think is very strong apparently.
Yeah. The e5 is very strong. A5 also looks kind of interesting to get the bishop out by AC, but you have knight c5, which I don't like so much. Can't believe he played king e2 actually.
Bro is not playing, he's trolling. Exactly. Oof. By the way, लोग कहते हैं ना कि like, can you win a game where accuracy is lower? Right now, the accuracy
Yeah.
seems to be like Magnus की कम है, but he's still winning the game. Oh, he's white. Oh, sorry, I thought.
Oh,
Magnus is
but
black.
he
My
just
bad.
blundered a piece. Knight d3 में there's queen takes d4.
Mm.
Yeah, I think he just blundered a piece. Do you like engaging in discussions where we compare best players with each other? I mean, sure. I mean, why not? Maybe he's just trying to avoid that last game. That's why he's thinking so much. He's 25 seconds पड़े हैं. He has 13 seconds on the clock. I think he's just trying to just not have another game. If he
हो गया
wins
खत्म
this, that
time.
would be insane actually.
Timer is खत्म. Timer is खत्म.
अभी
Wow.
नहीं खत्म हुआ ना?
Timer
14
is down
seconds
to.
पड़े हैं.
Ooh.
Queen e5, queen e5, queen e5. Play fast. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Wait, what?
Why did you f4? वो टाइमर खत्म होने का वेट कर रहा है, I think.
Oh, this is checkmate, yeah? Khatam.
Yeah.
Time to resign. And that's it, chat. I think Magnus Carlsen losing a bunch of games in the bullet section. I don't know if we have a separate what is scores for all the sections. So by some, if we can show that somehow at the bottom. But Saj, by at the end, Magnus Carlsen wins with a crushing score of 14.5, 8.5. But Martinez did win the bullet section 5-3. So an impressive comeback at the end.
Yeah, man. By the way, he defeated Magnus 3 in a row in the last 3 games. So that's
Yeah.
super impressive, I think, considering everything. And you know, one very interesting fact that in their entire match, there was just one draw.
Yeah.
Only
I think the
one
games
draw.
were quite exciting. They were
Yeah,
quite exciting and
just one draw. That you see a 0.5, there is just
Yeah.
one draw in the entire match, which is extremely rare, I think, for this format.
yeah, and Magnus Carlsen kind of moves to the round of 8, and if we can have that, graphic, that chart, that fixtures graphic there, just to see him moving one step forward, I think you'll see if Prag wins his next match, he's gonna end up playing Magnus Carlsen himself. And if whatever happens there, then Arjun could potentially come in the semi-finals. So Saj, it's very obvious only one Indian can make it to London for the grand finals there. So it's going to be exciting. And it can only be either Magnus or some... Okay, I don't want to go into Indians or Magnus discussions. But yeah, that's going to be a crazy matchup now. So chat, thank you for joining till the end. रात के 3 बज रहे हैं भाई, आप लोग रुके यहाँ तक, बड़ा मजा आया. Thank you for joining us for commentary and so for producing. बाकी दोनों जो SEC के मैचेस से कवर करेंगे हम, that is Arjun's match and also Hikaru's match, वो 8:30 बजे चालू हो रहे हैं. तो रात को आप लोगों को नहीं जागना पड़ेगा भाई.
That's amazing. Yeah, I think the match is going to be day after tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
The
Yes, Arjun's match is there for tomorrow. So chat, अगले 2.5 महीने packed है chess calendar में, बहुत सारे events होंगे, including the World Cup in Goa. So stay tuned. Do like and subscribe, and we'll see you in just a little while. Take care and good night. Fam, F-A-M.
Hungry.
It's actually your closest friends and family, so family is a short for family.
I'm fam. I need to stop somewhere and eat.
We'll be kind of asking you some, meaning of Gen Z slangs. If you would like to kind of try to make a sentence out of those. I personally Googled some of them for this, so it's kind of fun. And sir, the first one would be, sir, yapping. Y-A-P-P-I-N-G. If you know the meaning of it, sir.
Y-A-P-P?
I-N-G.
But this is not even new slang. I mean, yapping is just talking pointlessly, right? They were just yapping around. I mean.
The next one is salty.
I mean, someone who's a bit provocative.
Very close, sir. Like somebody who's a bit
sarcastic,
annoyed,
something like that, yeah.
The next one is W, just the letter W.
I have no idea what that means. Two of you, double.
So it means like a big win, yeah? So a big W. So
Is it a romantic? It's not a romantic thing, I hope. I love W, twice as much.
So it's like a big win, yeah? So let's say Mukesh wins the world championship, like it's a big W, a big win for him, something like that.
Well, W is, I just learnt OP, so now W I have to learn.
The next one is cap, C-A-P, cap.
C-A-P?
Yes.
Cap is the new crown.
So cap would mean something which is a lie or something which is fake.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't invent this. This is the new generation. So answer similarly would be no cap.
Honest.
Yes. Correct. Answer next would be
Slay!
S-L-A-Y.
S-L-A-Y. I mean, demolish it, kill it, ace it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we do something amazingly well. This is, I think, this you would definitely know. Next would be drip.
Ah, yeah, drip is something cool, yeah?
Yeah. Answer ghosting.
Trying to be mysteriously inaccessible.
So if you had to use it in a sentence, how would you use it?
I don't know. We used to speak a lot and then the guy is ghosting me.
Correct, sir. Absolutely. So next would be sus. S-U-S.
Suspect?
Yes, correct.
It is, wow.
Next would be, yeah, it is like suspicious or, like
suspect,
like
suspicious. Okay, cool.
Next would be some mid, M-I-D.
Incomplete, halfway there.
Yeah, kind of. So it's like average, mediocre, something like that.
Okay,
so
incomplete,
almost,
I think that is close.
Next would be some fam, F-A-M.
Hungry.
It's actually your closest friends and family. So family is a short for family.
I thought it's for famished. Okay, good. I'm fam. I need to stop somewhere and eat. They will discover it. The next gen will discover the correct location.
And so the final one, glow up.
Something goes disastrously wrong.
Actually, it's like a big improvement in appearance or style over time. So, for example, like you can ask somebody like, did he have a glow up or not? And then they show like, this is trend where they show somebody a picture of their childhood and then the person appears and then they kind of say whether it's a glow up or not, something like that. Thank you, sir, for that. I think that was amazing.
So you have these two flags, one is green, one is red. So we're going to ask you like certain practices people could do, and would that make them a good chess player or a bad chess player? Playing bullet chess at 2 a.m.
It's a red flag that I like.
Chanting the name of Magnus 3 times a day. Playing the London system. Why do you think that division elsewhere?
I think if you know what you're doing, you're good. But if you're randomly playing it, it's not good.
Meditating before a chess game. Solving puzzle rush. Consistently falling in time pressure.
Red flag.
Being a good dancer.
Green flag.
So there is some connection with it. Is a great dancer. Do you know any good dancers in the chess ecosystem?
I haven't seen many people.
Waking up daily at 1 p.m, which is true for night owls.
Red flag because I've tried it and I think you just end up being tired.
Drinking water during a chess game.
Green flag.
So being superstitious.
I think having your faith is good, but too much of superstition not good.
Analyzing your own games. Sleeping during a chess game.
Sleeping.
During a chess game.
Okay, don't sleep, but it's fine. I actually slept during a game when I was around 7. So I had a lot of fever, huge medication. So I slept and I had a winning position. And my opponent woke me up. It was so nice.
And did you win or lose?
I won. I think she regretted waking me
You
up.
want to name that opponent?
I think, I still remember. I think it was Aditi Mohan.
Did you win the tournament?
I won the tournament. It was my first national. Yeah, Pondicherry.
So clearly a green flag, yeah?
Sleeping, always a green flag.
Playing video games.
Not regularly. I think if it's once in a while, then sure.
Dating a chess player.